do have to back up a little. The Bucs are fresh off their first loss of the season last night to the Miners in the quietest offensive game of the season by far. But today is an opportunity for Anchorage to get back in the win column. It's the Bucs and Chinooks from Lee Jordan Field here in Chugiak, Alaska. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everyone. Milo Hoffman alongside Alex Burstein. Alex, we'll get forward with this game, but first let's go back to last night. Only 2 runs for the Bucs, by far the lowest total of the season. What do they need to do today to improve that?
Yeah, I mean, it just seemed like there's a little hesitancy to swing the bat last night. Luke Taylor, he had a 2-run home run, but that was the only big hit of the night. You want to see some aggressive swings, especially early on in the game, especially against a Chinooks team that you scored 9 runs against last week. You know how to score runs. They've shown that a week into the season. Now you just got to start swinging the bat and try to hope some runs come with it.
Exactly. You can't expect to score double-digit runs in every single game of the season, so a game like last night was bound to happen at some point. Speaking of last night, we'll go back and take a listen to how it all went down. 4-2, the final score between the Miners and the Bucs. Take a listen, everyone.
A weekend off, but the Anchorage Bucs still stay in first place. Now a trip to Palmer, Alaska, trying to keep a 4-0 perfect record alive. It's the Anchorage Bucs and the Matsu Miners on a beautiful day for baseball in Alaska. 2-0 pitch, clobbered towards left field. This one is gone. Elliot Medlock sends one towards the mountains here in Palmer, and just like that, it's a 1-0 ball game. He'll take his time rounding the bases. Uncorked on that one, and the Miners lead 1-0.
Here.
Can't tell.
McGarry off first, pitch, crush, left field, back goes Bilter. He's looking up, and that ball's out of here! Second home run of the year for Luke Taylor. And just like that, the Bucs have the lead. 2-1 in the 6th. Now gets the sign. Here's the 1-2. Swung on line, third base side, down for a base hit. Bilter rounds third. He'll come home to score. Going to third on the play is Funkhauser. The throw is not in time. That's a double for Elliot Medlock. And just like that, we're knotted up at 2. Here's the 2-2 offering, swung on, popped up. That'll stay in the infield, now drifts towards shallow center. In comes Narrett, dives, makes the catch. Tagging from third is Funkhauser, throw not in time. So the Miners take the lead on a sac fly, an unconventional sac fly out to center, and it's 3-2 Matsu on top. Now James McGee, the catcher, flew out 2 times, 0 for 2. Pitch from Nelson is hit to third, past the diving Provencio into left field. Medlock comes home to score, and it's 4-2 Matsu now. An offensive outburst here in the 6th. Chappelle checks on the runner, now comes set once again. 1-0's the count. Here's the offering, swung on, hit on the ground towards the second baseman. Funkhauser there, Fields fires in time, and that'll do it. 4-2 the final score as the Bucs are defeated for the first time of the season. Well, the Bucs not able to get it done last night, of course, 4-2 in the quietest game offensively of the season thus far, but the offense for the Bucs has looked absolutely amazing throughout the start of this season. Of course, scored 9 runs against the Eagle River Chinooks. Last time they played them, it was actually opening day against the Chinooks when they came and traveled out to Mulcahy Stadium. They scored 7 runs, way more than their entire combination of runs these last couple of games.
Yeah, I mean, you look at 7 runs on that game for the Chinooks, and on the season they have 8. So that about says it. They're 3 games into the year. Last night, shut out in a 1-0 loss to the Pilots over at Mulcahy. So this offense still finding its way, and the reason that they were able to score 2 runs was the powers in the bats at Mulcahy last week. 2 home runs off the bats of Chinooks players. So if you can launch a few, the wind pretty low tonight. It was blowing out a little bit earlier. Now it's pretty much dropped off. But if you can put some balls to the outfield, light carry, anything can happen. That's how the Chinooks can compete in this game against the first place Bucs.
Absolutely gorgeous scenes here from Chugiak, Alaska. As we always do, we talked with head coach Joe Silva before today's game, so take a listen to see what the head man had to say ahead of this one. Milo Hoffman here with head coach Joe Silva ahead of a clash with the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks. Coach, last night the team, you saw the offense not go for as many runs as they had been. What do you think needs to change going to today?
Yeah, I mean, it's baseball, right? You're not going to be able to have your, A approach and A at-bats every single day, right? Credit to their starter. He mixed well. But at the end of the day, I think we just got to get back to our approach. So we were in ad counts and just simply didn't execute or stay within. So I think that, we'll get back on track today if our guys are focused and bring some good energy.
Someone who did do well was Luke Taylor. He's been swinging a hot bat. What have you seen from him to start the season?
Yeah, he doesn't get cheated. He's not going to miss his pitch, and he has just a very, very good approach and just comfort level in there.
Cade Finazzo looked good on the bump, too. What did you see out of Cade Finazzo in his first start of the regular season?
Yeah, he looked really good, right, in the first inning, with those 2 early guys getting on. After the double play ball settled in phenomenally, 4 innings, which, we weren't anticipating to get 4 out of him, but the pitch count was low enough to send him back out there. And again, he just made one mistake pitch. He fell behind, and if we can have our starters go 4 and give up 1, we'll take that any day of the week.
What are the main couple things you want to say to your starter tonight, Sean Tokert?
Just doing what he does, competing in the zone, allowing his defense to work behind him, right? He's got a good mix, and if he attacks and has good mound presence, then I think we'll be in good shape.
First time at this ballpark. What can you say about how it looks?
It looks nice. I wish the sun was out, but the low-hanging clouds, it kind of, brings the whole Alaska experience out. So, want our guys to get familiar. Obviously, we play on turf, right? Different dimensions at the ballpark, seeing how it travels with the wind in the outfield. I think that'll be the biggest adjustment. But again, it's baseball at the end of the day, right? Bases are still 90 feet and the mound's still 60 feet, 6 inches.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Thanks,
No
Coach.
problem.
Thank you so much to head coach Joe Silva once again for taking the time to speak with us before this one. Bucs and the Chinooks about set to get going, 8 minutes away from first pitch as we are scheduled. But before that happens, all that fun stuff, we'll go into the lineups for both teams. We'll start with the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks. Leading off is Nick Hockemeyer over in left field. Isaiah Perito will start in center. Carson Clark hitting third. He's hitting third, and he's at shortstop. Jake Mitchell over at first base. He'll do the cleanup hitting. Patrick McGlon at third base. He's batting fifth. Keaton Lately, the DH today, is batting sixth. Orion Medeiros, who hit a bomb last time we saw him against the Bucs, he's in right field batting seventh. Charlie Deaton is doing the catching. He's batting eighth. And rounding out the lineup for the Chinooks is Trent Cornell over at second, and Christian Foltz is on the bump for Chugiak. And Alex, you got anything that stands out from Chugiak's lineup going into today?
Yeah, I mean, the Bucs should be lucky that Tate Green is not in the starting lineup. He lit it up, including a solo shot last time out against the Bucs. Other than that, a pretty similar lineup. Christian Foltz making his first appearance of the season for the Chinooks, but he was lights out this past spring as part of the Messiah University squad, and they made it all the way to the D3 World Series, so it will be interesting to see what he can do up here in Alaska.
On to the Bucs. Kai McGarry leading off. He's in left field. Landon Underhill over in center. He's batting second. Luke Taylor once again slotted into that number 3 hole spot. He's DHing as always. Austin Gamel is doing the cleanup hitting. He's over at second. Jaden Toki, the third baseman, is batting fifth. First time we've seen him all year long, just graduated high school. Corey Bantam batting sixth over at first base. Cooper Soselski back in the lineup after a few days. He's in right field. Ren Matsuzaki doing the catching, batting eighth. And then Grant Haas, shortstop, has started and played short in every single game this season, including the exhibition games. He's batting ninth and on the bump for the Bucs is Sean Togert, making his second start of the regular season. Big righty on the bump. What stands out to you about Sean Togert, Alex?
Yeah, you mentioned he has the size. He's been an excellent two-way player. He really knows how to get it into the strike zone. He's looked good in his exhibition and real start so far this season. He's had both of them kind of moved back a day because of weather and off days, but he's been very, very consistent as a pitcher so far this season, and we'll see what he can do here tonight.
Well, Alex, I just heard our names called out by the PA announcer. I got excited and almost ran out onto the field. Beautiful scenery here at Lee Jordan Field. I mean, my goodness, just a soaring mountain out over to left, and then huge mountains over to right with the low-hanging clouds above us here in Chugiak, Alaska. But we talked about it. The Bucs are coming off their lowest scoring game of the season, just 2 runs last night, all courtesy of a Luke Taylor bomb out to left field. Luke Taylor's been swinging a hot bat. You just heard Joe Silva say it. He just does not get cheated at all out of Long Beach State. Now, his new teammate also on the diamond for the Bucs today, Jaden Toki, a Long Beach State commit out of high school from California. So interesting to see those two players play. Alex, I'm excited to see Jaden Toki. I don't know about you, but I've seen him in batting practice. He looks like he has serious power and can cover all parts of the plate.
Yeah, hit over 400 this past spring on the prep baseball circuit. He'll be going Long Beach State, as you said, next year. So has some D1 pop, and this is a team that needs a little offensive momentum after last night, so we'll see if they can get it.
Well, we're about ready for the national anthem, so we'll head it over to our PA announcer.
Ladies and gentlemen, we invite you to Lee Jordan Field, and we invite you to stand and please remove your hats for the presentation of the national anthems.
Well, there you have it. The national anthem here at Lee Jordan Field in Chugiak, Alaska. Of course, our first time here in Chugiak, and we knew it was going to be pretty coming here. But my goodness, I think it's outdone expectations. A couple fans, or I'd say about 3 people now, have set up a blanket out in left field and are going to lay down and take in some baseball on the mountain, kind of reminiscent of a Little League World Series type atmosphere when everyone's out on the lawn out there in the outfield. So very, very scenic here in Chugiak. Bucs here for the first time this season, and our setup is actually a little bit lower than normal. We're almost eye level with the pitcher here. So close to the action, we can hear the crack of the bat really well. Hope you guys can hear the crack of the bat really well at home as well. Just about set here in Chugiak, Alaska. Second meeting between these two teams. Of course, last time the Bucs played them, a 9-7 win. We saw 2 homers from both sides. It was Luke Taylor and Landon Underhill for Anchorage. On the other side, it was Orion Medeiros and Tate Green. Of course, Tate Green not starting today for Chugiak.
Yeah, colder conditions today, and as you mentioned, not a ton of wind. When it has been gusty, it's been ever so slightly out, but not a lot of windy conditions today. Not a super hitter-friendly day out here at the ballpark, so probably wouldn't expect as many home runs here tonight, but both these teams badly need some offense. The Bucs obviously going after just one bad game, but the Chinooks, they've had back-to-back kind of stinkers on the offensive end of things. They'll try to change that up tonight.
Chris Foltz is on the hill for the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks. Stands at just 5'8" and 165 pounds. Lefty who kind of has a sidewinding arm action. Doesn't stand too tall on the hill. 2025 pitched to a 4.13 ERA. 14 games started with 98 strikeouts. Just gave up 1 homer, so he can punch people out. His first appearance of the season with the Eagle River Chinooks.
Yeah, he's part of that Messiah University team that made it all the way to the championship series of the Division III World Series this past spring, and he was a big part of that rotation. You have a few other guys, Jason Long, another pitcher on this Chinooks team, who came over to Alaska, a long way up here to Alaska, but they've been part of some really good college teams, and now they're hoping to be a part of a really good college summer team as well, still trying for that first win of the year.
You said it. The Chinooks are 0-3 to start out the season. Lost last night, 1-0 to the Pilots at Mulcahy. Kai McGarry steps in, Foltz ready, and we're about set here from Lee Jordan. First pitch, bunt foul up the right side, and we're underway.
Yeah, it's a similar start to the game as we saw Kai McGarry have in the 2 spot last night. Tried to bunt to get on and use that speed. Ended up swinging the bat after getting a couple early strikes. But, you know, he's going to test these defenses early on with his speed. And I wouldn't be surprised if eventually we see that work.
Foltz set, long kick and the deal. Pitch taken inside. So it's 1-1 on Kai McGarry leading off. We've seen him hit number 2 last night. He's bounced around in the lineup. Now back at that leadoff spot. He was there on opening day. Foltz ready for the 1-1. Pitch swung on and hit high in the air to right field. Back goes Medeiros. That's playable a few feet in front of the track, and he makes the grab for the first down of the game here at Lee Jordan Field.
Yep, a routine fly out there. Medeiros plays it well. We saw him obviously good at the plate in the last game, but he's been perfect in the field as well. This is a team that does not commit a lot of errors, just 3 of them through 3 games played. So you're not going to see a lot of defensive miscues. If you're the Bucs, you just got to hit it where the players aren't standing.
So now Landon Underhill up to the dish. Foltz ready, pitch to him, cut on, just fouled behind the plate. So it's 0-1 on Underhill, 1 for 4 yesterday with a single back at Herman Brothers Field in Palmer, Alaska against the Miners. Foltz ready. Here's the 0-1 pitch, taken outside, 1-1 on Underhill. Of course, we've seen his pop. Already has a homer. Hit it against these very same Chinooks back at Mulcahy. A big bomb out to right field. 1-1's the count. Here's the offering taken just upstairs. And it's 2-1 on Underhill.
Yeah, it's been interesting to see what they're doing with Underhill, both in the lineup offensively and defensively, playing as both an infielder and tonight as a center fielder. Very diverse player.
2-1, off speed, pours in for a strike. And it's 2-2. That had nasty movement from Chris Foltz out there on the bomb. A little slider belting in towards the middle of the dish.
Yeah, very late movement there. Completely fooled Underhill.
2-2 pitch, taken for strike 3 called. Just clipped the outside corner of the plate. And there's 2 down here in the top of the first.
Yeah, really, really good use of pitches there from Foltz. You mentioned that slider he had to get the second strike, and then he just pummels a heater to the outside part of the plate. Underhill just stopped and looked at it, and that will be a really good first strikeout for Foltz.
Fooled him with the off-speed and then came right back with the heater. Nice tunneling action there from Christian Foltz. Now it's Luke Taylor up. Had a homer last night to give the Bucs the lead in the 6th. Here's the pitch, taken down low. So 1-0 on Taylor, who's probably been the best hitter on the Bucs so far this season. 1 for 4 last night, of course, the homer. And he crushed it out to left. Has serious pop. Foltz ready. Here's the 1-0. Taken for a strike, fastball. Got the inside portion of the plate. So 1-1 on Taylor.
Yeah, I feel probably the best hitter might be a bit of an understatement. He has an argument for best hitter in the league right now, and you really need him to set the momentum here in the first.
1-1. Swing and a miss. Changeup belting towards the dirt. So 1-2 on Taylor. Out of Long Beach State. Normally catches as well, but recovering from Tommy John surgery, so not able to go behind the plate so far. 1-2, almost hit him, and that did hit him. It clipped Taylor's left elbow. Just nipped it all the way back to the backstop here as well. So he'll take his base over at first. First base runner of the day for the Bucs. And now Austin Gamel, the second baseman.
Yeah, we've seen Fultz doing a lot on the inside and outside of the plate, which when it breaks and when it gets late movement works. However, you always run the risk of just clipping a shoulder, a knee, and that's what happened there. So Taylor will greatly appreciate the free pass.
Fultz set, runner on first. Pitch chopped on the ground right side. Mitchell takes it himself, and that'll do it in the top of the first. So the Bucs strand Luke Taylor over at first after the hit by pitch. And the Chinooks will come to bat in the home half. We'll be right back. It's Anchorage Bucs baseball. Don't go anywhere. Back here at Lee Jordan Field for the bottom half of the first inning. Sean Togert taking the bump for the Bucs. His second appearance of the season. Of course, we've seen him at first a couple times as well. Does that hitting and pitching thing like so many of these college ball players do. Nick Hockemeyer, the left fielder, leading off for the Chinooks. He's 1 for 5 to start the season. Togert set. Here's the pitch. Swung on and lifted high in the air towards shallow center. Now Grant Haas, the shortstop, takes control and he makes the catch just on the grass. And there was one out on the first pitch.
Yep, that's as efficient of a start as possible for Toger on the mound. Was able to just get a pop-up. He's been able to get a lot of good contact from hitters, not hard hit balls, just easy pop-ups, ground balls early in the season, and that's how you win games as a pitcher.
Nice and simple, one pitch, one out. Now it's Isaiah Perito, the center fielder, up. Pitch, fastball, strike called, and it's 0-1.
And it's nice for Toger because second start of the season, and they've both been against the Chinooks. He played a lot of these guys just last week, so he knows how to pitch around them.
0-1 pitch is outside on an off speed, and it's 1-1 to Perito. He's 2 of 9 to start out this year, playing center field. Right on lefty matchup. Toger kicks and deals the 1-1, down low, a fastball, and it's 2-1 on Perito. Perito also goes to Messiah College. Pitch to him is a fastball strike, 2-2. That fastball has some zip out of Togert's arm tonight. So 2-2 the count on Perito. Togert, the long kick and deal. Pitch, off speed, fouled off. Just got a piece. So they'll do the 2-2 again. Sponsored by Carlson Law Group. Last season, 2025, Perito hit .319 in 55 games for Messiah. Here's the 2-2 offering. Strike 3 called. Got him on the heat. And there's 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. First strikeout of the day for Sean Togert.
Yeah, both these starting pitchers have had great commands of their heater early on in this one. You can just hear that in Ren Matsuzaki's glove. That was straight fire from Toger on the mound and worked it to the outside part of the plate. That's a good first strikeout.
So now Carson Clark, the shortstop, is up to the dish. Pitch to him is an off-speed strike, and it's 0-1.
Well, back-to-back lefties in the lineups, and Toger as a righty, if he can maneuver around both of them, that's a really good momentum setter for the day.
0-1 pitch downstairs. on the fastball. So 1-1 on Carson Clark. Clark hit leadoff last time he played against the Bucs. 2 of 7 to start out this season. Of course, just the 4th game of the year for the Chinooks. Next pitch comes off speed high and away, and it's 2-1 on Clark. Clark went to Wright State, hit 182 last season. Pitch to him, fastball strike, and it's 2-2. Down here, you can really feel the fastball. That pop from Matsuzaki's glove is loud. 2-2 pitch down low on the fastball, and it's 3-2. Togert trying to work a quick 1-2-3 inning in the bottom half of the first. Stands tall on the hill. Kicks and deals for the payoff pitch. Swung on, fouled back. We'll do the payoff once again. Togert has a firm spot in the starting rotation for the Bucs. Of course, we'll see how that goes about as the season goes on. Payoff pitch once again. Swing and a miss. He got him. So Togert has 2 strikeouts so far and works a quick 1-2-3 inning here in the first inning. We'll go to the second. Bucs coming to bat. Don't go anywhere. It's Anchorage Bucs baseball. We'll be right back. Back here at Lee Jordan Field for the top of the second between the Bucs and the Miners. No score just yet. Leading off for Anchorage is Jaden Toki. The first time we've seen him all year long. Graduated high school, is a Long Beach State commit. So excited to see what he brings to the table playing third base today. Full set. Here's the pitch. Outside. And it's 1-0.
Yeah, now becomes that transition going from high school pitching to college level. You go from being the best on your high school team to facing off against a lot of guys who are the best on their high school team. So we'll see how Toki can do.
1-0, bounced up there on the off speed, and it's 2-0. Yeah, you're exactly right. Everyone here was almost the best player on their high school team. So it's a battle of players who are used to being at the top. Now Toki a part of that list. 2-0 the count to him. Fultz ready. Pitch. Strike called. And it's 2-1. A fastball right down the gut. Beautiful scenery here at Lee Jordan. Clouds are here. Low-hanging clouds. Mountains surround. 2-1 offering inside. And it's 3-1 on Jaden Toki. Provencio, normally the guy over there at third, has the day off. 3-1 on Toki. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled back. And it's full on the Long Beach State commit. Left on right matchup. Fultz stands at just 5'8" on the hill. Defense played straight away. Here's the payoff delivery. Check swing. He went around. That's a strikeout for Fultz. And there's one out here in the top of the second.
Yeah, Toki really didn't put too much into that swing. He was hoping to just boomerang it back onto his shoulder, but before he did, he just did it a little too.
Hitter. Pitch to him. Pours in for a strike. And it's 0-1. Left on left matchup. Bantam back over at first. Tall left-handed hitter. Fultz ready. The long kick and the deal. Off speed called just down low. So 1-1 on Corey Bantam. Bantam pitch hit last night and grounded out in the 9th inning. He was the leadoff man in the 9th. 1-1, here's the offering outside. 2-1 on Bantam.
I mentioned Fultz is really playing a margins game here. He's trying to paint the corners, not throwing a lot down the gut. So if you have a few takes, it's not the end of the world.
2-1 pitch is a strike on the off speed. Nice movement. So 2-2 on Bantam. Bantam was the opening day starter over at first base. Now his playtime has been a bit sporadic as of late. Back in there today. Here's the 2-2 slice foul. And it's still 2-2 on Bantam. Stands at 6'3" out of Southwest Minnesota State. He's a junior. Led the team with a .362 batting average in 2025. Here's the 2-2 down low. And it's full on Bantam.
It's the first Bucs hitter we've seen really let it work to these long counts. We'll see if it pays off.
Payoff pitch, swung on and laced to right through for a base hit. First knock of the day for the Bucs. It's Corey Bantam over at first. And up comes Cooper Siselski.
Yeah, Bantam kind of just reached at that one. Fultz was obviously hoping he would chase. He did, but we've seen it all season. He has a long bat, and he's able to get it into right field really well. Not powerful hits, but ground it into right field, drive it over there, and that's what he does there on a nice line drive to get the second reach of the day for the Bucs.
Yeah, that was a hard hit ball. Exit velo was good on that one. He's off first. Pitch to Siselski is high and wide. And it's 1-0 on Siselski. Playtime for Cooper also hasn't been there too often as of late, but back in the lineup today. Someone else who started on opening day. 1-0's the count. Bantam off first. Out of the stretch. Pitch popped up. Right side. Mitchell gives it a look. The first baseman, and he makes the play in foul territory just in front of the Buck bullpen. So that's the second out for Anchorage now. Bantam still over at first, and Ren Matsuzaki, the catcher, up.
Yeah, good job there by Mitchell to watch his footing because he was right over where the turf infield turns into a grass outfield. And obviously, there's a little bit of a divot there. You don't want to get tripped up, but he does a good job maneuvering it, knows his home field, and makes a nice catch.
Ren Matsuzaki up. Left on left matchup. Pitch. Strike called. Fastball. 0-1 on Matsuzaki. Last time we saw him, he pinch hit in the 3rd inning, went 2 for 3 with a double and a couple ribbies. Nice stuff from Matsuzaki. Pitch, cut on and fouled back. So 1-0 on the catcher. 0-2, sorry.
He has a similar hitting profile to Bantam over there at first base. You're not going to get a lot of super long balls out of him, but he can get it into the outfield for base hits, and that's what you want to see out of a bottom of the lineup guy.
Nice pristine swing. Here's the 0-2 offering outside. So 1-2 on Matsuzaki. Grant Haas is on deck. He's the 9-hitter today for the Bucs. Bantam off first. About a 5-foot lead. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Off speed just down low. Nice block by the catcher, Deaton. And it's 2-2. Fans out there in center. There's a playground over there. So kids are running around, also watching the baseball game. A little multitasking action. Gorgeous here at Lee Jordan Field. Fultz set. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled left side, way out of play. So Matsuzaki doing what he does. He battles up there at the plate. We've seen him work counts that have gone to the double-digit total. Fultz peers in for the sign. Now he gets it, comes set from the stretch. Bantam off first. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and he checks back Bantam. He's safe. So Fultz showing off his move over there to first. Always interesting to see what the lefties do. You got a real advantage if you're a lefty with your pickoff move. Gets the sign from Deaton. Now comes set. Here's the 2-2 off speed. Got him swinging. So the Bucs go down and strand Corey Bantam over at first after his single to right field. We'll go to the home half of the second. Still 0-0 between the Bucs and the Chinooks. Don't go anywhere. It's Bucs baseball. We'll be right back. And we're back here at Lee Jordan Field. So glad you're joining us here on this Tuesday night in Alaska. 8th game for the Bucs overall, their 6th regular season game. 2nd against the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks. Chinooks trying to look for their first win of the season. Lost 1-0 to the Pilots last night. Here's the pitch to Jake Mitchell, called strike, and it's 0-1 on the first baseman.
Yeah, we saw Toger's fastball look really good in the first inning. If he can continue to place that one well, it's going to be a long outing for the right-hander.
Here's the kick and the deal on the off-speed. Called strike on the outside corner. So 0-2 now on Jake Mitchell.
We saw Toger's last time out only go 3 innings, but you imagine it's a stretch right now, 5 games in 5 days for the Bucs. You might want to see him get 4 or 5 closer to that full start capacity.
The 0-2 hit up the middle, through for a base hit. Nice contact from Jake Mitchell to center field. Underhill throws it in, and that's the first hit of the day for the Chinooks. Runner on first is Jake Mitchell, and now it's Patrick McGlana.
Yeah, really nice piece of hitting there from Mitchell. Took a pitch high in the zone and just sent it on a complete line. You can see that one just soaring through the air from our vantage point here. No chance for Haas. He made a nice dive at it, and Mitchell continues his nice start to the season.
So Togert set. Mitchell off first. Looks in for the sign and gets it. Pitch high cheddar. Doesn't find the strike zone. So 1-0 now on Patrick McGlon, who's off to a 3-for-11 start to the season. Chinooks as a team are just hitting 147. Offense has been hard to come by. Togert set. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swung on and sliced high in the air, right side. Bantam near it towards the fence, and he makes the grab, colliding with Ren Matsuzaki. He rests his bat against the fence, and he made the play. So the first out of the inning is a fly out to first.
Yeah, I don't think there was enough communication there because we didn't hear much yelling between Bantam and Matsuzaki. They almost ran into each other. Bantam started to step away and then, hey, saw I can reach out my glove and get it. Gets it right before the fence, and a nice play by the first baseman.
So now Keaton Lately up, the DH today, batting 6th. Mitchell off first. He goes. Pitch outside. Throw down from Matsuzaki is in time. They got him. What a throw from Ren Matsuzaki. He's shown that he's an excellent defender. And there's 2 outs here in the second.
Yeah, that was just an excellently thrown ball and a good job by Haas. He took it from the left of the bag and then scoops over to tag the runner. An excellent, excellent play.
Pitch down low to Lately. So 1-1 on the DH. What a gun Matsuzaki has. We saw him do that a couple times now. Did it in one of the exhibition games against the Miners. So can get down and block balls and can throw people out like we just saw. 2-0 the count to Keaton Lately. Pitch to him, almost hit him, and it's 3-0.
That's going to be his 3rd runner caught so far this season. 1 on a steal to second and 1 on a weird pickoff play, but very, very good stuff so far out of Matsuzaki.
3-0 down low. That's a 4-pitch walk to Lately. So runner on board for the Chinooks over at first. And now Orion Medeiros, the right fielder, up.
Now coming to the plate for your Chinooks, number 22, the right fielder, Orion Medeiros.
Medeiros hit a nuke out to left field against the Bucs last time. So he's shown he can go deep. 1 for 5, though, to start out the season. That's his only hit. Pitch to him, fastball eye high, and it's 1-0. Lately over at first, Bantam holding him on. Togert checks on him, now comes set out of the stretch. Gets the sign. Here's the 1-0 offering, swung on, check swing foul down the third base side. So it's 1-1 on Medeiros. Just underway here at Lee Jordan Field. 0-0, still the score. Glad you're joining us from wherever you might be. Bucs 4-1 to start the season, looking to get back in the win column. 1-1 the count. Lately off first. Here's the pitch. Fastball just, he called strike. Fans here are not a fan of the call. It was on the borderline, and home plate umpire Kenny Atkins called it a strike. So 1-2 now.
Yeah, it's a hard one because both low and close to missing the outside part of the plate. So had two different criteria there, but home plate umpire Kenny Atkins says gets them both.
Check back to first, and Laidley's in safe. Infield played pretty straight away. Bantam holding on the runner at first. Outfield about as straight away as you could possibly be. 325 to the corners and 400 out to dead center here at Lee Jordan Field. Togert set. Here's the 1-2 swung on and high skied foul left side. Out of play. So still 1-2 on Medeiros.
That's what he does so well. That's how he hit his home run last week. He just turns on pitches and sends them really high into the sky. He'd love to do that again, straighten it out, and you never know what can happen here at Lee Jordan Field.
Trees out to left. Probably aiming to hit one of those. He's seen he can do it. Here's the 1-2, off speed, outside. It was a slider from Togert, so 2-2 now on Medeiros.
Yeah, probably not going to see many 400-foot bombs here, but you might see a few 325 on each end.
You can hit it out to the playground over there. Souvenir right into the slide. See a couple slides out there. Always a slide fan. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Togert set. Here's the pitch. Off-speed chopped foul left side. So Toki had absolutely no play there. Gave it a quick look.
Yeah, Togert took a lot of speed off of that one, and it was still near the middle of the plate. That's a hitter's dream. It had a little bit of movement on it, but was going to end up near the center of the zone, and Medeiros will want another swing at that because that is a hitter's friend right there.
Togert comes set. Now he's ready. 2-2 on its way. Throw back to first. Before that comes Laidley safe. You heard Kenny Atkins, the home plate umpire. David Tompkins rounds out the 2-man crew here at Lee Jordan Field. Here's right in between first and second as we speak. Togert ready for the 2-2 once again. Here's the pitch. Swung on and hit right side past Gamel and into right field for a base knock. Laidley holds on to second. So that's the second hit of the day for the Chinooks, and they have runners on first and second here in the second.
Well, we talked about how good Medeiros is at pulling the ball to left field. This time he just pokes it the opposite way. Because of that, there was absolutely no shift going on. Gamel was much closer to the second base. Most days you might have a play at that, but against a righty hitter, no chance at it. And a very good piece of hitting there from Medeiros. 3 reaches so far this inning. The offense coming alive for the Chinooks for the first time in a couple of days.
Yeah, like we said, just 1 combined run over these last 2 games. Togert ready now, runners on first and second. Here's the pitch to Deaton, the catcher, a called strike. And it's 0-1.
I mean, if you look at the starting 9, about half of them played last night, and there was a combined 1 hit off the bat of Carson Clark from these starters. So these guys have not had a lot of hits in the last couple of games. Now they're trying to change that around tonight.
Togert ready for the 0-1, swung on and hit on the ground third base side, foul. Over to the Chinooks bullpen out there and left.
It's that looping curveball that the Chinooks have had a lot of success with here. They're just seeing it really well out of the hand of Togert. So far, we've only seen them mainly fouled hard, but you don't want to keep throwing it and wait for them to make you pay.
Yeah, exactly. If you sit off speed, you get one down the heart of the plate, you can do damage. 0-2, 2 outs, runners on first and second. We're in the second inning. Deuce is wild. Here's the pitch. Upstairs on the heat, and it's 1-2. It's Medeiros off first, Laidley off second. Like we said, offense hard to come by for the Chinooks, but they scored 7 against the Bucs, by far the largest total of the season. Togert ready. Here's the 1-2, topped foul behind the plate. That looked like it was off the knob almost. Had interesting English. First game of the season behind the dish. Togert waiting for the sign. Now he gets it, comes set. Out of the stretch. Here's the offering, fouled right behind us. And bounced in front of us. Still 1-2 on Deaton. Deaton goes to Hendrix College from Lufkin, Texas. Hit .227 last year with 2 homers. Struck out 15 times. Counts 1-2. Togert set. Runners off first and second. Here's the pitch. Once again fouled back. Nice battle here from Deaton. So Togert trying to work out of this somewhat jam. Gave up 2 hits back to back. It's Medeiros on first. He singled. Laidley walked. Or sorry, singled to center. Ready for the 1-2. Here's the pitch. Just down low on the heat. And it's 2-2. Togert's pitch count up to 30 on the afternoon, moving towards night here at Lee Jordan Field. Now he's ready for the 2-2 once again. He checks back the runner at second. Laidley's back, no throw.
A very rowdy dugout and fans here with the Chinooks. You hope it doesn't get to Toger's head, but you know, pitching with 2 on and a long count here. Just want to see him lock in for 1 pitch. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go back to the fastball here and try to chase.
2-2 on its way, fouled right back. What a battle up here from Charlie Deaton, the catcher.
Yeah, he went with the fastball there, but he left it high, which we've seen a couple hits off of. That line drive to start the inning from Jake Mitchell was on a very, very similar pitch there. He's lucky that Deaton was only able to foul it off, but interesting pitch selection there.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 out, 2 runners on here in the second. 2s everywhere. Here's the 2-2. Outside, throw back to first from Matsuzaki. Is not in time. They're checking on Medeiros over there at first, and after every pitch, the Chinooks dugout just gets a little bit louder.
Well, the runners were taking decent leads because now on the 3-2, they're going to be off and running, but the throw was just a little too high. Had it been a hair lower, they would have had a good chance to throw it.
Payoff pitch, swung on, laced down the left field line, foul. Really nice at bat here from Charlie Deaton. And of course, as the more pitches you see, the better you see the ball as the hitter. So Deaton has the advantage here. Long at bat for the catcher. His first game of the regular season. Quite the at bat to start off your campaign for Charlie Deaton.
Yeah, it's just a second at bat since coming here to Alaska. Drew a walk his last time out, but is not experienced, but he's looking as about experienced as possible.
Payoff pitch, off speed, fouled back once again. Just flung out his bat head, poked it behind us. So they'll do the payoff once more here at Lee Jordan Field. Fans getting into it.
Yeah, if you're Sean Togert, you hate to see this. Your pitch count already up to 30. It's been a long inning. You're just trying to figure out some way to beat him. You've tried the curveball. You've tried the fastball all around the zone. Nothing's been able to work. We'll see what he does here.
Payoff delivery, fouled back once again on the fastball. Right side, so it's still 3-2 on Charlie Deaton.
These runners are getting a workout because they have to be off on every 3-2 with 2 away. So they've been running and then jogging back for every single pitch. So it's now going to be, what, 3rd, 4th, 3-2?
Defense played straight away. Runners on first and second. Here's the 3-2, swung on, hit high in the air right side. Drifting towards the outfield, Ciselski comes in, and he makes the play, and finally, Sean Togert retires Charlie Deaton.
It's an anticlimactic ending to that battle.
Very, but a good ending to the battle for Sean Togert and the Bucs. We'll go to the top of the 3rd. Still no score between the Bucs and Chinooks. We'll be right back. It's Bucs baseball. Don't go anywhere. Back here at Lee Jordan Field, still no score between the Bucs and the Chinooks. Here at Chugiak, Alaska. Bucs 4-1 on the season, trying to improve to 5-1. Of course, the Chinooks looking for their first win of the campaign. Still Christian Foltz on the hill for the Chinooks, and Grant Haas, the shortstop for the Bucs, will be leading off this inning. First pitch, topped foul, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, obviously early in the season, but you know the Miners are playing tonight. They're just half a game back, so they can win and the Bucs lose. You can see a flip-flop at the top of the standings. So the Bucs really, really trying to win this one, scoreless over there in the other game.
Kick and the deal, pitch outside. So 1-1 on Grant Haas. Haas went 0 for 3 last night, started at short. He started in every game so far, only player on the Bucs to do so. Here's the 1-1, hit high in the air, foul right side. So it's 1-2 on Grant Haas, left on right matchup. Nice crowd on hand here. Bleachers to our left and right. No seats out in the outfield, but fans on the mountain over there and left as time's called at the plate. It looks fun to slide down, but also a little steep.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'd be a little scared.
I don't know what condition you're going to be in if you slide down that hill. Very dirty and hopefully no broken bones.
Here's the 1-2, off speed outside, so 2-2. Well, we went on our hands and knees for one of these hikes we did a couple days ago. I don't know if we were supposed to, but it made us feel safe, so we did.
No rules to hiking.
Here's the 2-2 outside. The catcher, Deaton, couldn't glove it, so 3-2 now on Grant Haas. Ball went all the way back to the fence, retrieved by Landon Underhill, who was in the hole. So, full count on Grant Haas. He's the leadoff man. Bucs would love to get him on board to start off the third. Foltz ready. The long kick and the deal. Pitch hit in the air to right field. Medeiros is there in a few steps, and he makes the grab for the first out of the third.
Yeah, well, first go through of the lineup for the Bucs, all 9 batters. You only have a couple of singles, one single to the name off the bat of Corey Bantam. So the offense slow once again here after last night's showing. You want to see who can really wake up here in the second go-around.
Well, it's Kai McGarry, the leadoff man. First pitch to him is taken just outside, and it's 1-0 on McGarry. He flew out to right field to start off the game in the first. Digs back into the plate. Foltz set. Here's the 1-0, fouled back. So 2-0, 1-1, on Kai McGarry out of Arizona State. Got drafted out of high school, but opted to go play for the Sun Devils. Has a teammate on this team, Eli Buxton, out in the bullpen. 1-1, taken down low. And it's 2-1 on McGarry. That was an off-speed from Buxton. Sorry, not Buxton. I'm getting myself caught up here with the Sun Devils. Foltz on the hill. He's gone to the heater, and the off-speed almost split, it seemed like. Kind of a funky arm wind-up. Goes kind of 3/4. Here's the 2-1. Swung on, grounded left side. McGlon's there, the third baseman. Throws across the diamond, and they got him in time. So 2 outs here in the third. McGarry's retired on the ground out, and now it's Landon Underhill, the center fielder.
Yeah, well, we talked about how sound this defense is for the Chinooks. Only 3 errors entering today, and that story's just continued. Obviously, the Bucs haven't been slamming many balls to the outfield, but all these routine plays they've been making, which we haven't seen in a lot of games this season.
It's
There's been a lot of errors.
Pitch to Underhill is outside, and it's 1-0. You're right, the defense has been hard to come by for almost every team we've seen here in the ABL. No errors so far today. 2 outs here in the top of the third, still 0-0. Foltz ready. Here's the kick and deal. Topped foul right near the Buck Bull dugout. And it's 1-1 on Underhill.
Yeah, when you look at the Chinooks starting 9, Mitchell, the first baseman, he's the only one with an error. He had 1 last night, but you have 2 others that aren't playing tonight. Very, very defensive team.
The 1-1 off speed in there for a strike. Landon Underhill was caught looking on strike 3 back in the first. A rare backwards K for Landon Underhill, who's swinging the bat well. Here's the 1-2 taken upstairs, and it's 2-2. Like I said, 1 for 4 yesterday with a single. Has had a hit in every game he's played with the Bucs so far this season. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pitch, swing and a miss. Got him on the off speed. So, no runs, no hits, and no men left on base for the Bucs as they go quietly in the top of the third. We'll go to the home half once again, still 0-0 between the Bucs and the Chinooks. We'll be right back. We're back here at Lee Jordan Field. Still 0-0 between the Bucs and the Chinooks. New pitcher on the hill for Anchorage. It's Trace Hartman who comes in with a 4.5 ERA. Picked up the win last time the Bucs played the Pilots. He's out of the pen. And a quick outing for Sean Toger. And really, you got to blame that last at-bat. Charlie Deaton worked the pitch count well into double digits for Sean Toker, but overall gave up no runs, so decent outing for Toker.
Yeah, pair of hits, just 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, 43 pitches.
Pitch fouled right back to Trent Cornell, the second baseman, so 0-1 on Cornell.
Hartman's big on these breaking pitches, features a fastball slider, curveball splitter, so that's what you can expect to see out of the right-hander.
The pitch topped foul, third base side. So 0-2 on Cornell. He's 0 for 3 so far this season in just 2 games played. Small frame in that right batter's box. Hartman set. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Just got a piece of it to stay alive. Fouled. And it's still 0-2 on Cornell.
Yeah, the trend continues. Just starters not going long for this Bucs team. We saw Cade Finazzo go 4 last night against the Miners. That was the longest outing we've seen all year. So might be a trend you continue to see out of Joe Silva.
Off-speed pitch just misses. Woo. Hartman thought that was good.
I think everyone thought that was good. That one had a little bit of late movement, and it looked like it went into the zone, but Kenny Atkins disagrees.
1-2 now on Cornell. Here's the kick and the deal. Swung on and hit well out to right center field. Back goes Siselski. He's at the track. Now he makes the grab right in front of the wall. Nice play from Cooper Siselski, the right fielder. It was nice wood from Cornell, but in the end, an out.
Yeah, a little late jump there from Siselski. Not sure if he needed to do it to make the catch, but it sure looked cool. He was able to reach up his glove and make the grab. He's been very solid. That whole right field group, it's mainly been Siselski and Logan Ewell so far this season, have been excellent, and they continue that today.
Now Nick Hockemeyer, the leadoff man, is up. Hartman's pitch to him is a strike on the fastball, and it's 0-1 on Hockemeyer. He flew out to short back in the first inning, playing left field today. Right on left matchup. Here's the 0-1, called strike, and it's 0-2.
Hey, look at this entire top of the lineup. 0 for 3, the 1, 2, and 3 guys for the Chinooks the first time through. So that's who you want to be hitting, and they haven't so far.
The 0-2 taken outside. Nice take from Hockemeyer. And it's 1-2. You're right. It was a 1-2-3 inning back in the first. Togert induced a flyout in 2 strikeouts. Hockemeyer was the flyout, though. And he's ready for the 1-2 pitch. Just got a piece to stay alive. So still 1-2 on Hockemeyer, the left fielder. Hockemeyer stands at 5'8", weighs 180 pounds. Goes to Purdue Fort Wayne College. Here's the 1-2 offering. Breaking ball, and it's 2-2. So Hartman's about set for the 2-2, stands tall on the bump. Here's the kick and the deal. Swung on and topped foul just again. Same thing as the pitch we saw a couple ago, so still 2-2 on Hockemeyer. Small frame, really good contact skills, but hit just 185 in 2025 in 34 games. Hit a homer, struck out 16 times, 16 walks as well. Hartman ready. Here's the 2-2. Fastball just missed. That was real close to finding the paint, but the count runs full on Hockemeyer. Low-hanging clouds above us out to right field. Mountains everywhere you look. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on and golfed out to center. Underhill's there, though. Playable for the center fielder, and he makes the grab. So there's 2 outs here in the third. And now it's Isaiah Perito, the center fielder for the Chinooks, up to the dish.
Yeah, kind of surprising swing there from Hockemeyer, who had good plate vision throughout the at-bat. That one low in the zone, probably would have gone for a ball, but tried to dig it out, and those pitches usually end up as flyouts, and that's exactly what it does.
He really golfed that, almost like a driver on the links. First pitch to Perito, pours in for a strike. Perito struck out looking back in the first. Right on left matchup. Here's the 0-1 outside. So 1-1 on Perito. Came into the day hitting .249 to start out the season. So a smidge above 200. Here's the kick and the deal. Perito looks at a ball outside. So it's 2-1 on the center fielder. Chinooks looking for their first win of the season. 0-3 to start. 2-1. Off speed down low. 3-1 now. Hartman's gone to the breaking ball a couple times here. A curve and slider in his repertoire. Comes set, big deep breath. Here's the 3-1 offering. Swung on, hit high in the air, left side, out of play. So 3-2 now on Isaiah Perito.
Yeah, you're seeing a lot more late rake on these Hartman pitches, which are fooling the batters so far. We'll see if he can hang one in the zone.
Payoff delivery way down low. So Hartman misses on the fastball, and there's a runner aboard for the Chinooks via the walk. So now it's the number 3 hitter, Carson Clark, up to the plate. Runner on first for the Chinooks, Isaiah Perito. So Chugiak has seen some traffic so far. Had a couple people reach back in the second. Now it's Perito off first. Center fielder, he's tossed back, he's safe. So clearly a lot of speed over there. Of course, plays center field for a reason, can track down balls. Carson Clark, the shortstop, up. Here's the pitch to him, fastball high and away. So 1-0 now to Clark. He also struck out back in the first. 2 of 8 to start the season for the Chinooks. 0-0 to score. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Runner goes, pitch a strike, throw down for Matsuzaki, not in time. A nice throw, but Haas couldn't apply the tag in time. And it's 1-1 the count with a runner on second for the Chinooks.
Yeah, perfect throw to where you would want the ball to be. It just reached the base as Perito was already reaching it, so there was no chance for Haas to get a tag in time. That's why he checked the runner, and still didn't work.
1-1. Here's the pitch. Outside. That was a perfect throw, though.
Yes.
Really nice dart
I mean,
from
you
Matsuzaki.
could even argue that was a better throw than the last one.
Yeah.
That was to the left of the bag. Just a speedier runner and a little better jump off there at first base.
Hartman comes set. Pareto off second. Pitch down and in. So 3-1 now on Carson Clark. Now they're telling catchers to throw towards the first base side of second because that's where the runner is sliding in. You have a better chance of catching him before he reaches the bag. 3-1. Here's the offering taken outside. So that's another walk for the Chinooks. Second walk offered from Trace Hartman. Carson Clark drops his gear and runs over to first. So first and second now for Chugiak. And the hitter is Jake Mitchell, the first baseman.
Well, especially with new sliding and safety rules across all levels of baseball, it's a lot easier to not get hurt on those slides from the first base side, so throwing over there is a little less dangerous.
You got it right. Runner goes. Both of them take off. Pitch outside. Throw down to second from Matsuzaki. Bounces, and they got him in time. Nice tag from Austin Gamel, the second baseman. And just like that, we go to the top of the fourth. Zeros across the board here at Lee Jordan Field. Second throwout for Ren Matsuzaki. We'll go to the fourth. Still 0-0. We'll be right back. It's Anchorage Bucs baseball. Don't go anywhere. We're back here at Lee Jordan Field for fourth inning of play. Milo Hoffman, Alex Burstein with you on a cloudy day here in Chugiak, Alaska. Clouds hanging above us, green mountains all around. You've got the trees spread out in the outfield, but still 0-0 the score, and the offense has gone cold now for 2 games in a row. Of course, still a lot of time in this one, but Luke Taylor, the man at the plate for the Bucs, he's someone you want up there as much as you can, really. Still Fultz on the hill. Here's the pitch outside. So 1-0 on Luke Taylor.
Well, we mentioned the weather conditions of today's game. Not a lot of wind and cold aren't exactly favorable to hitters, and that's made sense today.
Pitch fouled right back to us. We got a fence in front of us, so we're protected either way. Taylor takes a long lap around the plate, fixes his batter's gloves.
It's good there's this fence here, because I don't think we or the camera would be making it out of here unscathed if there wasn't.
I would be very afraid. 1-1 pitch hit high in the air towards right center field. Medeiros, the right fielder, dances in, and he makes the one-handed grab. So, 1 out here in the fourth. Luke Taylor retired, and up comes Austin Gamel, the second baseman.
Number 5, the second baseman, Austin Gamel.
Well, usually it's Taylor who's igniting this offense. There really hasn't been anyone yet. You have Bantam with the lone hit of the game for the Bucs a couple of innings ago, but really just one extra base hit can change the mood around this team.
Pitch to Gamel is swung on and grounded foul right side, just off the end of the bat for Gamel.
He's been very, very aggressive today. Grounded out on the first pitch, his first time up here, attacks the first one. Not his usual patient self at the plate. We'll see if that changes here.
Left on left matchup. Here's the pitch. Off speed. Called a ball just down low. So 1-1 on Austin Gamel. Defense played straight up for the Chinooks. Fultz set. Glove at his eyes. Here's the kick and deal inside. Nearly hit Gamel. He takes a couple steps outside the plate. So it's 2-1 on the second baseman, who made that excellent tag we saw in the bottom half of the third to retire the side. 2-1. Here's the pitch outside. 3-1 on Gamel. Of course, the Bucs looking for any offense they can get. Runners on. You need traffic. And it's been limited runners on so far. Just 2 guys aboard, Taylor and Bantam. 3-1 upstairs, so that's a walk. And a runner on. Would you look at that? So Gamel tosses his stuff and runs over to first. Now it's Jaden Toki, the third baseman, for his second at-bat with the Bucs.
Yeah, struck out his first time up. That's what can kind of happen when you see this new levels of speed and control out of college pitchers. But he has pop in his bat. You'd love to see him just unleash on one.
Here's the pitch, fouled right back, and we almost got nailed. Thank God for this fence in front of us. Both of us ducked. 0-1 on Jaden Toki.
Those are like those try not to flinch challenges
Right.
on YouTube.
I failed.
Except that was closer than just
Yeah.
the screen. That was right there.
You guys can probably see it at home, too.
Oh, yeah, that was right towards our camera.
0-1 pitch, topped third base side foul. Gamel was running off first, so he'll retreat back to the bag.
We totally jinxed that, saying that we're protected here, and then the next one,
Well,
next
we're
half
protected.
inning. Yeah, but still,
I mean, yes.
nothing had come remotely
course.
near us, and then the next one just head straight
Oh, that
our
would have
way.
hit me. That would have hit me right in the chest, and I probably wouldn't have been able to talk for quite some time. 0-2 the count on Toki. Gamel off first. Fultz set. 1 out here in the top of the 4th. Here's the kick and deal. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. Second strikeout for Jaden Toki. And there's 2 outs here in the 4th.
Yeah, well, Fultz just a very smart pitcher there, because you saw Toki swing at a few fastballs in the zone. You knew he was in a swingy mood. Take a little bit off, go higher, and he gets a swing to miss there. So very nice strikeout. Only his third, fourth, fifth of the day. Well, I guess he's getting up there now.
Gamel goes off-speed pitch, is grounded to second. Cornell is there, throws in time, and that'll do it in the top of the 4th. So Bantam chopped out to second. And it's still 0-0 here at Lee Jordan Field. We'll go to the home half. Chugiak looking for some offense. We'll be right back. It's Bucs baseball. Don't go anywhere. Back here at Lee Jordan Field. Trace Hartman still on the hill for the Bucs. Trying to work a clean second inning of action for Trace Hartman, relieving Sean Togert, the starter. He's set at the belt. First pitch is swung on and skied in the air. Matsuzaki, the catcher behind the plate, reaches out for it, and he makes the grab in front of the fence. So a quick retiring of Jake Mitchell, the first baseman. 1 pitch, 1 out. And up comes Patrick McGlon.
I feel like we've seen just as many pop-outs in foul territory as we have in fair today. Really good job by first baseman and catcher on both of these squads to know the playing field well. Matsuzaki had to run a decent way to the backstop. Not as much room as some of the other fields, but gained his steps in there behind home plate.
Here's the pitch to McGlon, taken outside. And so 1-1 on Patrick McGlon, who flew out to second back in the second. Came in 3 for 11 to start the season. Hartman set. Here's the 1-0 pitch, grounded up the middle. Grant Haas comes over, makes the play, throws in time. Nice scoop by Bantam. Really nice defensive work for the Bucs. And there's 2 outs. Haas came in, charged in time, and Bantam almost went into the splits.
Yeah, well, that one was definition up the middle because Hartman almost had a backhand play at it. Haas, he has this motion where he's always just running. It always looks a little frantic, but he gets his glove on it, is able to throw the first. That one probably could have taken an extra step to straighten out the throw, but Bantam does his job, and it's a nice out for the Bucs.
So now it's Keaton Laidley, the DH. Pitch to him outside. 1-0 on Laidley. He flew out to... Laidley had a single back in the second. Pitch to him is outside, so 2-0. To Laidley here at Lee Jordan Field. Hartman set. Here's the pitch. Taken for a strike, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, well, if you're Hartman, you've gotten some help from your defense this inning. Nice pop out on foul territory and a nice play up the middle, so trying to use that momentum.
2-1, sliced high in the air, foul left side. So 2-2 now on Laidley. Hartman trying to work a real quick inning here in the top of the 5th. Game going by real fast here at Lee Jordan Field. Two, pitch, cold, strike 3. Hartman works a quick 1-2-3 inning here at Lee Jordan Field. And we'll go to the top of the 5th.
As we head to the top of the 5th, no hits,
It's
no
still
runs, no
nothing between the Bucs and the Chinooks. It's Anchorage Bucs baseball. We'll be right back. Back here at Lee Jordan Field for the 5th inning of action between the Bucs and the Chinooks. Still 0-0. Just 3 combined hits here at Lee Jordan Field. Cloudy skies above us. Still Fultz on the bump. Siselski, the hitter. He swings at the first pitch and skies it high in the air to center. Perito's there, and he makes the grab for a quick out. And there's 1 down. Up comes Grant Haas, the shortstop. The first pitch, first swing for the Bucs has been a constant theme here for Anchorage. Now Ren Matsuzaki, the catcher, up to the dish. He struck out his first time up. Left on left matchup, Fultz ready. Here's the pitch. He flies it in the air. Shallow stays in the infield. Trent Cornell, the second baseman, makes the grab. So, 2 swings and 2 outs for the Bucs.
Yeah, I mean, this offense now has gone over 10 straight batters without someone without a hit. That was Corey Bantam, the last one in the second inning. So, I mean, you like to see the early aggressive swings, but you also want to wait for your pitch because those are back-to-back very early in the count, swinging the bat and getting something. So, going to try to work around that, but it's hard when you have the bottom of the lineup coming up 7, 8, and 9. Let's see if Grant Haas can do some damage.
Yeah, 62 pitches so far for Fultz here with 2 outs in the 5th. Really good pitch count so far for the starter. Lefty on the bump, ready. Here, 2 outs. Pitch to Haas, inside. It was a fastball, so 1-0 on Grant Haas. He flew out to right back in the 3rd inning. 0 for 1 on the day. It was 0 for 3 last night against the Miners. Here's the 1-0 offering, taken for a strike right down Broadway. So 1-1 on Grant Haas. He went to talk to Joe Silva down the 3rd baseline a couple moments ago before this at-bat. Maybe told him to take some pitches. Here's the 1-1, taken outside. So 2-1 now on Grant Haas. Bucs trying to work a 2-out rally. Try to get anything going. Offense has been hard to come by here at Lee Jordan Field for both sides. Top of the lineup looming. Here's the 2-1, off speed down low. So 3-1 now on Grant Haas. Has started every game of the season for the Bucs over at short.
Well, if what Joe Silva said is what you think, to lay off some pitches, that's working very well here for Haas.
3-1, swings, lines it into right center field. That'll bloop in for a base hit. So Grant Haas aboard with a 2-out single. Now it's the top of the lineup for the Bucs and Kai McGarry. Let's see if they can get the offense working here in the 5th.
Well, he said all you need is one nice swing in the bat. Grant Haas has had good-looking swings this season, just hasn't been able to put a lot of them into play. Gets his first hit in a couple of days. That's a nice one. Just blooping out in there in right center field. And now at the top of the lineup, this is when things can get dangerous.
Kai McGarry up. 0 for 2 on the day with a ground out and fly out. Haas off first. Here's the pitch from Fultz outside. So 1-0 now on Kai McGarry. Center left fielder today. He's played good defense from what we've seen out in the outfield so far this season. Haas off first. Here's Fultz's pitch. Swung on, hit to right center field. That bloops in for a base hit. Haas at second, he'll go for 3rd. The throw from the right fielder Medeiros is not in time. That's another single for the Bucs, this time Kai McGarry. And Anchorage has runners on the corners with 2 outs.
Yeah, that's just a light bloop hit out there to right field. No chance for either the second baseman or the right fielder to glove it. And you have a speedy Haas on the base pass. The throw wasn't even close. It looked like if Medeiros got a good jump on it, he could maybe got him down, but nice base running from the Bucs, and now a good chance to take the first run of the game maybe.
Landon Underhill up to the dish. Left on left matchup. Runners on the corners with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swung on, chopped up the middle. Grounded by Cornell. He fields to second in time, and that'll do it here in the 5th. So, 2 men left on base for the Bucs as they strand the runners on the corners. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th, still 0-0 here at Lee Jordan Field. We'll be right back. It's Anchorage Bucs baseball. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Lee Jordan Field here in an old school pitcher's duel between the Bucs and Chinooks. Trace Hartman still on the hill for Anchorage. as they try to keep this at a 0-0 ball game. 5 hits total between the two sides. The Bucs just racked up 2 in the last inning. Grant Haas and Kai McGarry with almost identical hits out to right center field. So still 0-0 here. Trace Hartman on the hill for the Bucs. His pitch is swung on and laced out to left field. Back it goes, foul. Medeiros the hitter for Chugiak. Kai McGarry gave that one a look, but that was well foul towards the bullpen of Chugiak. So 0-1, allowed 0-1 to start off this inning. Hartman still on the hill, 0-0. Here's the 0-1 offering, swing and a miss on the off speed, down and away. So 0-2 now on the right fielder for the Chinooks. Medeiros reached on a single back in the second inning. Hartman set, ready for the 0-2. Here's the pitch. Check swing, he went around. Strikeout for Trace Hartman. Down goes Medeiros, and there's one away here in the 5th.
Well, that's a really good pitching battle, and Medeiros obviously sent one that had home run distance but went foul, so a good job by Hartman to get him chasing on that last one. Hartman's looked really good. It's probably his best appearance so far we've seen this year, and going strong through 2 1/3.
So now Charlie Deaton, the catcher, up with 1 out in the 5th. Pitch to him is hit foul right side. And it's 0-1. Of course, Charlie Deaton flew out to right back in the second, but it was one of the better at-bats we've seen this season. Just fouled everything off from Sean Togert, and was a big reason why Togert couldn't come back out for the 3rd. His pitch count was so high. Here's the 0-1, off speed, that hit him. That hit Charlie Deaton on his left elbow. So a runner aboard for the Chinooks with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. And now it's Trent Cornell, the second baseman, up, and Chinooks looking for anything they can get as well. It's not just the Bucs that are struggling on offense. It's Chugiak.
Yeah, we've seen 3 runners left on the base paths for the Chinooks so far, 4 for the Bucs. It's mainly just been not getting runners on, but once you do, you got to do something with them.
Hartman's pitch is chopped up the middle, could be 2. Gamel fields to Haas, but they can't get any out. Gamel tossed it with his glove, couldn't make the play. Haas was covering second. It was a tailor-made double play ball, but the Bucs come away with no outs.
Yeah, it almost looked more like it bounced off of Gamel's glove out there at second base. Tried to get a little fancy with it. I'm not sure it should go as an error. They're marking it as a hit right now. But either way, 2 on with 1 out. This is a dangerous situation.
Could be an error. I think it should be. Here's the pitch to Hockemeyer, the leadoff man. It's down low, so 1-0. Gamel will tell you he should make that play. Of course, a little tough. He had to go to the backhand, but Haas was there. Could have been 2. Instead, none. Runners on first and second. Here's the 1-0 outside. So 2-0 on Hockemeyer. Hockemeyer is 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts. Lefty leadoff man stands at 5'8". Now the pitching coach, Izzy Fuentes for the Bucs, walks out to the mound. He'll take a slow trot, and he'll try to settle down his pitcher, Trace Hartman. Of course, any run in a game like this is so big because you don't know when the next one's going to come. Offense has been silent for both sides.
Yeah, they're marking that as a hit on the last one, so I guess that's a lucky break for Gamel out there in the middle infield to not get marked with 1, but yeah, that's definitely a ball that, I mean, as you said on the call, it looked like it was going to be 2. I'm not sure if we should have flipped it at all. I guess it's hard to throw across your body, but he got it very close to the bag, and that's a tough break there.
He tried to flip it with his glove, it looked like. Would have been a snazzy play, but instead, no play. 2 balls, no strikes on Hockemeyer. Hartman set, out of the stretch. Here's the pitch, down low on the fastball. So 3-0 on Hockemeyer now. Just 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th, and the Chugiak Chinooks are trying to threat here on the offensive side. 3-0, strike called on the fastball. That was close to being another ball. So instead, 3-1 on Hockemeyer. Leadoff man, 5'8", left fielder. Pitch outside. That's a walk for Nick Hockemeyer. And just like that, the Chinooks have the bases loaded.
Yeah, and Hartman was looking so solid through the first 2 1/3 that bullpen action is just starting right now for the Bucs. So this is going to be his damage to deal with. You would really love a ball up the middle. The Bucs have turned 3 double plays already this season. It would be great to turn a 4th right here.
Here's Perito, pitch to him, fastball strike called. So 0-1 on Isaiah Perito, the center fielder. He walked back in the 3rd, struck out in the 1st. So 0-for-1 on the night. Shortstop. Pitch, grounded up the middle, could be 2. Kamel to Haas. He sets his feet, throws the bantam in time. A 4-6-3 to get out of it.
And as we head to the top of the 6th,
The Chinooks leave the bases loaded, and we go to the 6th inning in the ultimate pitcher's duel. It's Anchorage Bucs baseball. We'll pass things over to Alex Burstein on the other side. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Anchorage Bucs baseball.
To inning number 6 we go here, a scoreless battle at Lee Jordan Field. Game number 1 of a 2-game home-and-home set between the Chinooks and the Bucs. Alex Burstein here alongside Milo Hoffman. A chilly day for baseball, but a great pitcher's battle as Christian Foltz stays in for a 6th inning of work. He has been dealing through 5. He's just given up 3 hits, but 2 of them came in the last inning. Gave up a pair of singles to Grant Haas and Kai McGarry. He'll try to keep that going with no runs given up here in inning number 6, starting off with the most dangerous hitter on this team, Luke Taylor. Taylor on the day, a hit by pitch and a fly out to right field. Now trying to get his 2nd time on the base paths today. Wind blowing ever so slightly out to right. First pitch to Taylor. Hits him in the shoulder. 2nd hit by pitch of the day, 4th of the season to Luke Taylor. And he might be getting a little sick of that.
My goodness. I mean, I feel like it's every time he's up to the plate, he's getting hit by pitch. So it's almost like it's a intentional walk. I know it's not. But in situations like this, he's so dangerous, you almost rather put him on first, not the biggest steal threat.
So Austin Gamel comes to the plate. Taylor with the lead off first. Gamel shows bunt and takes it away. 1-0 the count. Yeah, I mean, Taylor doesn't stand super close to the bag. To the plate, I should say, over at first base. He just gets hit a lot. I mean, he's taken a lot for the team. There's been some to his shoulders that he could have taken away, but
yeah,
he'll take the reach. 1-0 pitch. Breaks into the zone for a strike. 1-1 the count.
I'm looking over at Joe Silva as he gives the signs to Austin Gamel. So Wondering if he'll go back to showing bunt here. Of course, with just one strike, you try to move the runner over. There hasn't been much runner in scoring position action.
Pickoff attempt. Taylor takes off for second, and the ball gets away from first base. Now Taylor's going to run all the way to third on the air. So what ended up being a double steal, I guess you can say. Taylor gets 2 bags. Started off as what looked like to be a pickle play, but the throw from Fultz just sails over the head of Mitchell there at first base. Just like that, first error on the day against the home team, and a runner 90 feet from taking the lead here for the Bucs and Luke Taylor.
Yeah, you got to get this run home. You have to take advantage of the bad defense from the Chinooks. Still no one warming out in the bullpen for Chugiak. It looks like there might be some stirring now as I say that, but this is still Christian Fultz's game. Of course, he's been absolutely dominant, but Gamel, a big situation right now.
Second inning in a row, there's been a runner at third base. First pitch breaks outside to Austin Gamel, and we'll move to a 2-1 count. Gamel walked back in the 4th inning. Base hit would bring runner home. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That one way inside, almost another hit by pitch. Luckily, Gamel got out of the way there. Cal Baptist product in a very respectable 357 entering today. As Milo mentioned, he was a pinch hitter last night. Here's the 3-1. That one shot back. And we'll go full here. Jaden Toki on deck, Corey Bantam in the hole. Bucs in their road black and white camo uniforms.
It's interesting, the corner infield is playing in, but the middle is not. I would expect them to all be in, trying to cut down the winning run.
Payoff pitch. Off the inside of the bat, sails foul to the left side. Probably could have taken that one for a ball. Instead, Gamel battles it off, and we'll do the 3-2 once again.
How's the definition of a saw-off right there? Gamel shook his head after that one. So, steps back in, going to work.
Next pitch. Swung on and missed on a big breaking pitch. Gamel will be sent back to the dugout with a strikeout. That's the 6th of the day for Christian Fultz. And just like that, there's one away in the top of inning number 6.
Yeah, off speed. Got him there swinging. It was a curveball down and away.
First pitch to Toki, right into the zone. He watches that one go by. Well, Toki is 0 for 2 on the day with a pair of strikeouts. You might see him a little more hesitant to swing. That's one you probably should have taken a jack at. 0-1 pitch. Goes outside.
Yeah, interesting now because now the middle infield comes in. So they were back for Austin Gamel, and now the middle infield in Clark and Cornell are both in.
1-1 offering. Popped up. That will go right behind us here in the press box. And Toki falls behind in the count 1-2.
And Toki wish he had that one back. A little check swing after, shaking his head. So if he gets a heater, he's going to be pouncing on it.
Wind dead here at Lee Jordan Field. The 1-2 pitch goes high. So Toki stays alive in the at-bat, 2-2. Nice day for baseball. Kids playing on the playground out there.
We were just
in right
delivered
field.
cheeseburgers.
We were. We got food. Everyone's happy. Here's the 2-2. Breaks outside. And we'll go full here. Back-to-back full counts. Austin Gamel struck out. Jaden Toki trying to avoid doing the same thing. Luke Taylor's over at third base. Here's the payoff pitch. Toki laces one towards left field, and this one will drop fair, rolls all the way to the wall. Luke Taylor jogs in home. That's a stand-up double for Jaden Toki in his first game as a Buck, and Anchorage leads 1-0 here in inning number 6.
Just a way better at-bat from Jaden Toki from the first 2 times we saw him. Brought his hands in on the fastball and just drilled it out to left. We knew he had power, showed it off there with the 2-bagger, but you can tell even before the hit came, he was taking the pitches that were close on the off-speed and the fastball. So really nice stuff from Jaden Toki. Way to make an impact in his first game.
Yeah, well, that's quite the way to start off your season with the Bucs. Had a pair of strikeouts, but gets a start in just his second game around the team, and now brings home what is the go-ahead run in the top of inning number 6, 1-0 the Bucs lead. We mentioned it. He was an excellent hitter back in high school. He just finished up his prep career over in California. Has been playing some summer ball, only 4 home runs already this summer. Hasn't gotten a home run yet, but he'll add an RBI to his total. Corey Bantam trying to do the same thing. The left-handed first baseman gets in the batter's box, lefty on lefty battle. Leg kick, first pitch. Chopped right back to the pitcher. Fultz will easily throw the first after checking back Toki at second base, and that's 1 away.
A nice play from Fultz. Was aware of the runner at second in Toki, so decided not to charge him. A nice, easy play. He's been really impressive today. Of course, that first blemish from Toki, but overall, trying to go 6 strong.
Yeah, it's just given up 4 hits and 1 run that will go earned so far. Cooper Soselski at the plate. Holds his black bat above his helmet. First pitch, fouled off to the right-hand side. Soselski's been pretty much an every other day starter as part of this Bucs team. Playing in right field tonight, had a nice jumping grab out on the warning track a couple of innings back to help keep this a scoreless game. Now his team has the lead, looking to add some insurance. Jaden Toki off second base, next pitch. Sidearmed, and then will bounce in the dirt.
Yeah, it did look like he dropped out a little bit there. Maybe trying to look a little bit different with a runner on second. Of course, now Toki on second. First game, I don't know if he's looking to steal any signs, but maybe relaying back to Soselski. Who knows?
Being checked by the shortstop. Here comes the 1-1. That one fouled back our way. Line drive. I don't think I'll ever not flinch at one of those.
I mean, how could you not? It's a baseball coming at you at like 80 miles an hour off the bat. Scary stuff, but if Soselski can do just that but go the other way, that'll probably be some damage.
1 ball, 2 strikes on the right fielder. Toki takes a few strides off a second. The pitch. Breaking ball just misses outside. Some late movement there on the pitch. Tried to sneak to the outside part of the plate, but will even out the count at 2 apiece here with 2 away in the top of inning number 6.
A nice at bat from Soselski. Fouling off pitches and a good take there.
Fultz stands tall. The lefty readies and fires. High fastball swung on and missed. Strike 3. Soselski will head back to the dugout with a K, but the Bucs strike first. An RBI double from Jaden Toki scores Luke Taylor, and it's a 1-0 Anchorage lead as we move to the bottom of the 6th. Don't go anywhere. This is Anchorage Bucs baseball. Back here at Lee Jordan Field, it's a 1-0 Bucs lead. First time we can say that entry in inning today. RBI double from Jaden Toki in the top of inning number 6 puts the Bucs ahead 1-0. We'll head to the last of the inning here as Trace Hartman stays in for another inning of relief. This is now 4 innings if Hartman can keep the course going. He's looked really strong through 3, trying to keep it going here. Isaiah Perito grounds first pitch right side, easily playable off the ground from Gamel, who throws to first in time, and a 4-3 putout gets the inning going for the Bucs. Well, one of the reasons that Hartman's able to stay in for another inning, he has been very, very quick getting outs. Just 46 pitches now through 3 1/3 innings. There's been a couple of those first pitch of at-bats have been swung on and outs. Got out of a bases-loaded situation last inning with a double play. Jake Mitchell at the plate. That one taken for a strike. Apologies, that last out was from Carson Clark as Isaiah Perito was the double playmaker in the 5th, so it'll be the 4-hitter Jake Mitchell at the plate. Leg kick, next pitch, breaking ball, swung on, popped up, shallow left field. Haas calls everyone off, and the shortstop gloves it for out number 2. So a very efficient start to inning number 6 here for the Bucs.
And Trace Hartman is just absolutely dealing. Really nice to see him come in and eat up some of these innings that Sean Togert left out there after going just 2. So nice stuff from Trace Hartman.
Stands with his feet pointed towards home plate. Now sets and throws. First pitch in for a strike on the outside part of the plate. 0-1 the count to Patrick McGlon. Entered today hitting .273, one of the more efficient hitters this season. His fastball misses low. The problem, though, he's been called the last couple of games. Now 0 for 5 over this game and last night's loss, a 1-0 defeat to the Glacier Pilots. The 1-1 from Hartman. Fastball popped up right side, and that will sail out of play. Corey Bantam gave it a little bit of run before realizing there's no chance at that one, and he will slowly jog back towards the first base bag. Low clouds here at Lee Jordan Field over the right field scenery. Hartman bounces one in the dirt. Had a weird delivery there. Looked like he was ready to throw and then did kind of a double clutch in his glove. No one on, so no balk will be called, but it's a 2-2 count now on McGlon. Next pitch. That one once again in the dirt.
Yeah, he's hooking this off speed right now. The breaking ball is just not doing what it should. Obviously, it's breaking, but just a bit too early, and so it's an easy take every time.
The payoff pitch, fastball, bounce towards third, charging in. Toki makes the grab, throws across the diamond, and in time on the low throw. So a 5-3 putout makes it a 1-2-3 inning for the Bucs here in the bottom of the 6th. We'll head to inning number 7, 1-0 Anchorage lead. Don't go anywhere. This is Anchorage Bucs baseball. We go to inning number 7 here at Lee Jordan Field, and it's a 1-0 Bucs lead, and they'll try to get some more runs against the first relief pitcher of the day for the home Chinooks. Hayden Kendrick comes in to relieve Christian Fultz, who went a very strong 6 innings, 89 pitches, only gave up 4 hits and 1 run coming in the 6th inning. He'll give way to the Umpqua Community College product, redshirted his freshman year, so hasn't played much in the last couple of months. However, we did see him pitch just a few days ago against this very same Bucs team. Went 2 innings, giving up 2 hits and 1 run to the then home Bucs. Now they're in their road uniforms on the road and trying to do some more damage. It'll be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Cooper Soselski, Ren Matsuzaki, Grant Haas, and Kai McGarry here in inning number 7.
Yeah, excellent outing from Christian Foltz for the Chinooks. 6 strong innings, just a quality start.
The right-hander stands tall, first pitch, breaks low, off speed there, and will go to a 1-0 count. Matsuzaki trying to reach for the first time today. Next pitch, fastball is away. Matsuzaki doing the catching duties tonight so far this season. They've been split pretty much every other night between Reese Sherman and Matsuzaki. Both have been excellent so far. 2-0, popped foul to the left-hand side.
Yeah, Matsuzaki, of course, 2 for 3 when he pinch hit last time out, actually against the Chinooks. So, likes playing them, but hasn't reached yet today.
Wide open stance, twirls his bat. Next pitch, 2-1, popped up left side, giving chases to left fielder Hockemeyer into foul territory. And that one bounces in the bullpen of the Chinooks. A nice ride there given by Matsuzaki, but he'll have to walk back to the batter's box.
Yeah, walking back with a smile towards the batter's box, but got good wood there, just a little bit late, and kind of slapped it foul.
Well, he knew that he was able to get good contact there. Now he'll just try to straighten it out. Righty on lefty battle. Left-handed Matsuzaki takes a few practice swings, now readies. The 2-2 pitch. Bounce towards first base. Will it stay foul? It doesn't. David Tompkins over there at first base says it just goes to the right of the bag. And we'll do the 2-2 pitch once again. Good battle here from Matsuzaki.
Yeah, really good. We've seen this a couple times. Already worked a good battle earlier in the afternoon, so.
Here's the 2-2 offering. That one goes low. Catcher Deedon had trouble getting it. He'll now throw it back to Kendrick, and we have a full count. We've seen a lot of full counts here today, and as a result, a lot of strikeouts. Pitchers have done really good on these 3-2 pitches. We'll see if Matsuzaki can change that. The next offering, breaking ball slammed towards right field. It drops fair. Matsuzaki turns first. It's scooped up by the right fielder. He dives into second base head first. Didn't need to, though. An excellent piece of hitting and a double for Ren Matsuzaki. The Bucs with their first hit of the inning, and they have a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, really nice at bat from Matsuzaki. Saw a lot of pitches. And first hit of the inning, well, it was their first batter of the inning. So about as good start as you could get for Ren Matsuzaki and the Bucs, trying to tack on some more runs. And it looks like there's going to be a pinch runner now. Logan Yule will run on and take over duties running from second base. That'll be it for Matsuzaki. Nice day. Gunned out 2 runners on the base paths, and then up with that standing, or not standing, but should have been standing double.
Oh, it'll be up to Grant Haas to try to put Matsuzaki in. He's an interesting case. His batting average hasn't been great this year. Just hitting 158 entering today. But he's been tied for the league lead in RBIs with 6. He has a knack for getting runners in. First pitch sails high, almost clipped him in the helmet, and they say it did clip him. So that'll be a hit by pitch, a very, very fast at bat, and Haas gets the free pass.
Yeah, and I could hear it. It nipped his helmet, and it ever so slightly touched it. But listen, that's always scary when the ball is that high and into a hitter. So now top of the lineup with Ducks on the pond for Anchorage. A big moment.
Bucs trying to do some damage. Up 1-0. Runners at first and second base. It's Logan Yule over at second. Grant Haas at first. And Kai McGarry, the left fielder. Ansi in the righty's batter's box. Waving around his bat, shrugs his shoulders. And the first pitch. Fastball taken all the way for a strike. 0-1 the count. McGarry singled back in the 5th. Was out at second on a fielder's choice, just a batter later. But trying for back-to-back reaches, just was able to get one into right field his last time up. Do that again, it's probably a 2-0 Bucs lead. Here's the 0-1. Gary takes inside. Oh, it's called for a late strike.
Yeah, off-speed pitch, just buckled back in towards the strike zone. So almost a good take, but no cigar for McGarry. So 2 strikes quickly, trying to put the ball in play.
Kendrick looks in for the sign, now sets at his chest, raises his chin, looks towards second, looks again, and now he'll throw. Breaking ball, check swing, they'll appeal down to second, and they say he didn't go. McGarry almost rung up on strikes.
It's funny how they appeal down to second. I don't know who has a better vantage point. It's almost like just to get another voice in there.
It was David Tompkins over there who made the call. Two-man umpire crew for tonight's matchup. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one lined back. McGarry doing a good job of staying alive. Runners at first and second base. The Bucs trying to expand a 1-0 lead here in inning number 7. McGarry holds his bat straight up. Now gets ready. Next pitch. Breaking ball low. Both runners will take, and there's no throw. So a double steal. Logan Yule gets third. Grant Haas gets second. And the Bucs now with a chance to do some major damage with a 2-2 count and no outs.
Big moment. Infield comes all the way in across the board. So, Kai McGarry, a ribby moment.
The 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball, and he'll just hit that foul. Took a few bounces right to Landon Underhill, standing by the on-deck circle.
Yeah, definition of a spoil right there. Just got a piece of it. Looks like Luke Barch is warming up in the Buck bullpen. Perhaps coming on for the 7th.
2 runners have reached this inning. McGarry trying to make it 3. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball lined left field down for a base hit. This one's rolling towards the wall. Run one's in to score. Coming in from second is Grant Haas, and that's an RBI double for Kai McGarry. 3-0. Bucs lead in the top of the 7th.
Excellent piece of hitting for Kai McGarry. Another great at-bat. And just took his pitch that he liked and laced it exactly where he wanted it, over to left, and there was no doubt that both runs were going to score. 2 speedy guys on the base paths. And just like that, the offense coming alive.
So Landon Underhill, the lefty, comes to the plate. Still a runner at second. Now it's McGarry instead of Yule. This one, grounded right side through towards left field. They send McGarry to throw home, not in time. Trying to take second is Underhill, and he will be taken out by a mile. So Underhill out trying to stretch a single into a double, but Kai McGarry scores. And now it's a 4-0 Bucs lead all of a sudden here in the top of the 7th after they didn't score through the first 5 innings.
Yeah, another really nice knock for Underhill, and he's gone all parts of the field so far this season. And a nice RBI single there. Tried to make it a double. I don't know if that was a great decision because it was a solid throw home from the left fielder Hockemeyer, and the cutoff was easy.
Well, that's going to be the day for Hayden Kendrick. He's taken out. We'll see a call to the pen, and with that, we'll take a quick break. During the break, we'll take a chat with RJ Rure, who spoke to us before the game, the two-way player out of Baylor.
Alex Burstein here with today's play of the game, RJ Rue. RJ, about a week into the season, what's been the biggest difference between playing in Alaska versus Texas the last couple of years?
Yeah, definitely the weather. It's a little bit colder here, and I think right now back home it's in the low 90s. So it's nice though. It's nice to get a little time where I'm not feeling like I'm burning up every day, and I mean the views are amazing here as opposed to playing on the flatland in Texas.
Have you had to make any adjustments with the cooler temperatures?
Just a little bit longer warm up, but other than that, it's baseball at the end of the day. So.
And you've been a true two-way player this year after not doing that a few seasons. What's it kind of been like making that change?
Yeah, I mean, I did it really all my life up until really this year was kind of when I stopped doing it so much, but it's just been trying to feel like myself again, feel athletic, just keep having fun out here, so that's what it's all about.
How exciting is it to step back in the batter's box after not doing it?
Yeah, it's super exciting. I mean, it's obviously a bit of a change. You know, anytime you take some time off of hitting and then get back into it, it's a little tougher to get back in there and compete and execute well, but getting my rhythm back and having fun doing it. So
you've done some relief at Baylor, a few starts for you this summer. Are you trying to adjust into that starting role, or what have you taken out of that experience?
Yeah, I'd love to. I mean, I would love to go into Baylor fighting for a starting spot this next year. But at the end of the day, just,
Any goals for the rest of this race?
I would just love to keep playing, just keep having fun. I'll go to Kenai River, but other than that, just keep having fun with all these guys here and playing well, get ready for next year.
What's been your best catch so far?
I caught a 30-pound halibut the other day, so.
Not bad at all. RJ Rue, today's player to watch. Thanks, RJ.
Thank you.
Luke McCoy, the right-hander, fires. This one bounced towards third, easily gloved on a low hop by McCoy, who threw across the diamond in time. Seen out of the on a grounder for Luke Taylor, and that gives way for Austin Gamel.
Yeah, pounced on the first pitch there and just topped it a little bit over to third. Of course, Taylor has shown that he can lift the ball really well, but today hasn't been the same. Of course, flew out and hit by pitch twice, but no hits.
Lefty Gamel peers in to face off against the righty. First pitch breaks in for a strike. McCoy out of Seton Hill University, a right-hander, 6'2", 210, Pennsylvania native. Pitched in and 2/3 innings this spring, a very nice 2.63 ERA. Here's the 0-1 to Gamel. One taken low for a ball, will even out the count at 1 apiece.
How many times do you think he has to be like, no, Seton Hill, not Seton Hall?
Probably a lot. There's a few Seton Hill players on this team, on Division II out northeast. 1-1, bounced on 2 hops to first base, race to the bag, and Mitchell wins it. So that will be out number 3. 2 quick outs from Luke McCoy, but not before the Bucs offense comes storming. Ren Matsuzaki, Grant Haas, and Kai McGarry all score. It's all of a sudden a 4-0 Bucs lead headed to the home half of the 7th. Don't go anywhere. This is Anchorage Bucs baseball. Stretch time here at Lee Jordan Field. We move to the last of the 7th. It's a 4-0 Bucs lead over the Chinooks here, and we'll see our second call to the pen of the day for the Bucs as Luke Barch comes in to relieve Trace Hartman. Hartman looked great in 4 strong innings after coming in for Sean Togert, and now Barch will try to do the same. His 3rd appearance of the season, 2.1 innings pitched and a 3.86 ERA. First pitch in for a strike to Keaton Laidley, the designated hitter, walked back in the 2nd inning and struck out swinging in the 4th. Barch with a beige glove out there, toes the right side of the rubber. The right-hander turns his shoulder and fires. This one popped up left field, drifting back. McGarry on the warning track and makes the grab for out number 1. That ball cherried a lot in the wind, but easily caught by McGarry.
Yeah, touched the sky there as well. And honestly, traveled a little bit further than I expected, but Kamigari had it all the way through towards his glove and finally in the glove. So a nice easy play to start off the inning. Bart's trying to keep up what's been an excellent pitching day for the Bucs.
Bucs have held the Chinooks scoreless. First pitch in there, or just outside for a strike to Orion Medeiros. Singled back in the second, struck out in the fifth on the longest at-bat of the day. Almost homered, ended up striking out, and the fastball will clip his shoulder. So that's a hit by pitch. Medeiros reaches for the second time today. And the Chinooks, well, they won't go away. Run around first base with Charlie Deaton coming to the plate.
Did Medeiros have the longest at bat? I thought
Or it might have
Charlie
been
Deaton.
Deaton. They were battling. Yes, I believe it was Deaton.
Deaton had that incredible battle that knocked Toger out of the game. Well, didn't actually, but Toger didn't come back out after that one. So he's up again.
Deaton, the catcher. Pickoff attempt to first, not in time. Barch out of Augustana University, just wrapped up his sophomore year. An Alaska native. Getting the play here in his home state. Looks over his right shoulder, trying to see if there's any movement over at first. There's not. Instead, he'll get ready and throw. Pitch high and inside. A 1-0 count here quickly on Deaton.
Yeah, this field is so tucked in. It's so, like, private, it seems like. Just gorgeous. Made me think of that when you said home state.
Yep.
Crazy to call this your home state.
Got Hills over left center and right field. Next pitch inside, almost hit Deaton as well. So a little bit of control issues here early on from Barch. There's Little League fields all behind the stadium. To the left, to the right, and straight behind us. An excellent baseball complex here at Lee Jordan Field, the newest field here in the Alaska Baseball League. Here's the 2-0. Breaking pitch in there for a strike. Got some late movement to the outside part of the plate. And we'll go to a 2-1.
Yeah, of course, the Chinooks down by just 4. So still a ball game here, but this is where you want to start to get some offense going, of course.
Bucs with 4 runs off of 7 hits. Pitch taken outside, taking for second. The throw not in time. So Medeiros gets a bag there. It's kind of a delayed reaction from Ren Matsuzaki. Wasn't expecting the steal. And there's a runner in scoring position with the 1 away here and a 3-1 count on Charlie Deaton.
Yeah, a delayed steal there from Medeiros. And Sherman now taking over. Had no play.
Next pitch. Fastball pummels the bottom part of the zone. And we'll go full here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Bucs with a 4-0 lead here in the home half of the 7th. Trying to get to 5-1 in the year. Chinooks trying for their first win of the regular season, scoring an 0-3 record. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball fouled off high to the right side. And we'll do it again.
Yeah, we've seen that Deaton can go up there and battle with the best of them. So runners in scoring position right now, a chance for him to do damage. Even a single to bring home a run right here and make it somewhat of a successful inning for the Chinooks. Very successful, actually. No runs today.
The payoff pitch inside. So Deaton will gladly take the walk just like that. There's runners at first and second. Trent Cornell comes to the plate, and the tying run is on deck, and Nick Hockabuck.
Number 1, the second baseman, Trent Cornell.
Well, Cornell got his first hit of the season his last time up in the 5th. A nice single. Went around to second base, but was stranded there. Another hit here would greatly help the cause of the Chinooks, trying to cut into a 4-0 lead. First pitch. Fastball just misses low, and a 1-0 count here quickly on Cornell. Didn't play yesterday. He's been off and on starter for this Chinooks team. Saw him come in as a pinch hitter against the Bucs last week. Leads at first and second base. The 1-0 offering breaks outside, 2-0.
And you can see Luke Barch kind of gets under that off speed. You can see it really well here because of our vantage point, but He gets under and it slurves from right to left, just hooking it a bit too much now towards that outer batter's box.
4-pitch rotation for Barch. Fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. We'll see what he throws on the 2-0. Here it comes. That's a fastball. That's been his best pitch so far, in for a strike. Gets back in this one, 2-1. Still a hitter's count. Medeiros off second base. He was hit by a pitch and stole a bag very easily. Charlie Deedham over at first. He just got on with a walk. So no hits this inning off of Barch, but he has offered a couple of free passes. 2-1. That's another fastball. It's another strike. He's been working that lower part of the zone with the heater, and it's working really well.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if he goes back to the off speed here after establishing the fastball. Both corner infielders, especially Toki, playing real close to the line down there at third.
Here's the 2-2. Slow bouncer towards short. Haas scoops to second. Relay throw to first is not in time. The Bucs get one. Fielder's choice for Trent Cornell, and there's runners on the corners with the one away here in the 7th.
Yeah, just hit a bit too slow. It was off the inside of the bat, almost a broken bat for Cornell. Haas had a good feed to Gamel, but of course it's tough for the second baseman to then turn around and make the return throw. It was accurate, but just not in time.
Well, now you have the dangerous part of the lineup. Nick Hockemeyer, the one-hitter coming to the plate. The lefty on righty battle. Lefty Hockemeyer swings his bat. Pickoff attempt to first is in time. The Bucs catch Trent Cornell lacking, and that will bring the bottom of the 7th to an end. An excellent tag from Corey Bantam over there at the bag. A better throw from Luke Barch, and the scoreboard stays 4-0 Bucs. We head to the 8th. Bucs still in control. Don't go anywhere. This is Anchorage Bucs baseball.
2257.
We go to the 8th inning here at Lee Jordan Field. A 4-0 Anchorage Bucs lead alongside Milo Hoffman. My name is Alex Burstein. Well, the pitchers dueled it through 5 innings, but the Bucs offense has come alive. 1 in the 6th inning and 3 in the 7th. And Milo, this team has looked a lot more comfortable in the last few innings.
Yeah, really comfortable so far for the Bucs out of the 5th inning. I guess they just don't like when I'm calling the game because now they're hitting, but I can't say that because it was the opposite last night. But really good to see Anchorage come alive here. 4 runs. Of course, they want more. We're used to seeing that double-digit total. So, see if they can tack on because the more you get, the more comfortable you feel out there. And the Chinooks, of course, have struggled to score all year long. So, even a 4-run lead is somewhat comfortable against the bottom team in the ABL.
Chinooks have just 8 runs through now about 3 2/3 games played in the Alaska Baseball League. 7 of them came against the Bucs. They scored 1 in their next game. Last night they were shut out against the Chinooks, against the Pilots, and now trying to avoid getting shut out in back-to-back games. Jaden Toki will be the leadoff man in the 8th. The 5-hitter starts things off for the Bucs. Woke up his bat his last time up. An RBI double to left field started off the scoring for Anchorage. He scored Luke Taylor with that one. And then the following inning, the Bucs played 3 more. So Toki trying for a 2-knock day on his first start in the ABL. First pitch from Luke McCoy. Lost control of that one. Bounces 5 feet in front of home plate. And it's a 1-0 count.
A race through the ball by the 2 players that were in the hole. One by one of the Chinooks players. That was funny.
Yeah,
right in
Landon
front of
Underhill
us.
was quick to that one, but he'll head back.
Soselski.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Check swing. No ball called. They'll go to first base umpire and say it's a strike. So quickly a 1-1 count. Well, that's the fun of college summer
Yeah.
ball.
You can tell they're both
It's not-
smiling.
It's not all intense all the time. 1 ball, 1 strike. Next pitch to Toki. He hammers one towards left center field, giving chase at the wall. Making the grab is Nick Hockmeyer for out number 1.
Wow. Toki is showing some serious pop off that bat and really got into that one. I don't know if everyone at home, he reminds me, his stature's kind of like Francisco Alvarez, catcher for the New York Mets. Kind of runs on his tippy toes but has serious pop, and my goodness, that was about 10 feet away from being a big bomb.
Instead, it's 1 away for Corey Bantam with the bases empty. He takes first pitch outside. Ball got away from the catcher, Denton, and will have to run and pick it up. Returns it to home plate umpire Kenny Akins, and they'll get a new ball out to the right-hander, Luke McCoy. It's a Luke battle right now. McCoy for the Chinooks, Barch for the Bucs. Bantam fouls one back.
Oh, he's smiling after that one. You could probably smell his bat right there and smell some good firewood because that was right off the inside, a couple inches, and that could go into the parking lot.
Loves those inside pitches. He's turned a few of them into hits. Still waiting for our first Bantam bomb of the year.
Ooh, like that.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away. Next pitch. Bantam bounces one towards second. Should be routine for Cornell. He can't grab it, though. And by the time he picks it up, Bantam's already safe into first base. So an error on the second baseman. Second on the day against the Chinooks means there's 1 on with 1 away here in the top of the 8th.
Yeah, you said routine. It was just that. Very routine. And just Cornell kind of bobbled it. That's almost like a mental mistake right there because he makes that 9 times out of 10. But sent him off first, and that's a big insurance run over there.
So there's 1 away for Cooper Soselski. Right-hander slams the first pitch foul. And we'll move it to an 0-1 count.
Yeah, I think the Bucs are seeing the ball really well right now. You can tell the swings have just been more confident than they were in the first 5 innings.
Well, Christian Foltz was excellent through 6, gave up just 1 run, but the relief team hasn't been as solid for the Chinooks. Here's the 0-1. Fastball misses high. Hayden Kendrick came in the 6th inning, gave up a few runs. He'll be charged with all 3 of them, despite exiting after just 1 out. 1 ball, 1 strike on Cooper Soselski. Next pitch, breaking one off the inside part of the bat. It will go foul.
Soselski looks good at the plate right now. I like the swings that he's taking. I like the balls that he's looking at down low or up high. So nice at-bat so far, despite being down 1-2. Look for something out over the middle of the plate and just drive it because he has the swing, and it seems like he's close to ticking right now.
McCoy stands tall. Here's the 1-2. Way high at the eyes of Soselski. We'll watch that one float by. Move it to a 2-2 count. Corey Bantam off of first base. Trying to give a little bit of insurance to the Bucs here. Top of the 8th. It's a 4-0 lead. Bucs trying for a shutout. You don't see those a lot. Pickoff attempt to first, not in time. We saw our first successful pickoff attempt just last inning.
And because the bullpens are on the field, you got some pitchers guarding the warming up guy.
Next pitch, popped up right side, giving chase in the outfield and making the grab is Medeiros on the warning track. Another one that carried further off the bat than it sounded, but the outfield's been patrolling well out for the Chinooks, and there's 2 away.
Yeah, nice contact, a nice sound off the bat, but was camped all the way by Medeiros. Good swing from Soselski, though. Good to see him start to time it up a little bit better.
Now batting for the Bucs, number 27.
Still searching for his first real big hit of the year. We'll have to wait at least 1 more at bat. As Reese Sherman comes to the plate, the catcher at Gonzaga, first time swinging the bat here today. take over for Ren Matsuzaki. Pickoff attempt to first, not in time. Matsuzaki ends the day 1 for 3 with a double. He was replaced after that double by Logan Ewell, who scored the game's second run. 2 away here, 4-0 the lead. Fastball in there for a strike. And we'll go to an 0-1 count on Sherman.
Sherman stands real far from the plate. He's about a foot away than you would normally see. Very close stance, almost like Giancarlo Stanton with his big power.
Another pickoff attempt to first, not in time.
Yeah, Bantam is really not getting dirty because it's turf, but diving a lot over there.
Turf infield, grass outfield at Lee Jordan Field. 0-1, hammered down the left field line and bounces foul. And we'll go to an 0-2 on the 6-foot catcher out of Spokane, Washington. Grew up a Gonzaga Bulldogs fan and was able to play for them. Had some nice playing time this past spring, and that's gone into a good summer. 0-2, lined on one bounce towards short. It's a tough play, and they get the fielder's choice. Excellent throw from Clark to Cornell to get the lead runner Bantam, and that's 3 away here in the top of the 8th. It's a 4-0 Bucks lead. We'll move to the home half. Don't go anywhere. This is Anchorage Bucs baseball. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Bucs protecting a 4-0 lead over the home Chinooks here. It's the home opener for Chugiak, and they're trying not to get it spoiled, but the Bucs currently in control. Nate Muncy comes in to relief Luke Barge, second appearance of the regular season for the left-hander out of Kent State. Worked a perfect inning against Matsu Miners back on June 12th. So 5 days of pitching rest. We have seen him take a couple of swings, was a pinch hitter last night. He'll face off against the top of the lineup. Nick Hockmeyer leads things off. First pitch, fastball in there for a strike, 0-1 the count. Fastball, changeup, curveball. Nice and simple for Nate Muncy. He just goes in and usually gets the job done pretty simply. Sets high at his face, high leg kick, the pitch. Fastball just a tad bit low, and we'll go to a 1-out.
Yeah, Muncy's been all over the place. He's really been the wild card, one of the wild cards with this team. There's been so many, but he's looked good on the mound.
Next pitch from the left-hander sails outside, and we'll go to a 2-1. Ohio native playing at one of his home state schools. Was a red shirt this past spring. Try to get some innings next year. 2-1 pitch. Popped up towards center field. Should be easy for Underhill, who drifts over and makes the grab in front of his teammate Guy McGarry for out number 1. We mentioned it, Nate Muncy gets easy outs and does that right there.
Yeah, real easy. Nice soft contact, easy play for Landon Underhill. And now it's a lefty on left matchup. And of course, that last at bat was also lefty on left. So nice stuff for Nate Muncy.
Isaiah Perito grounded into a double play his last time up. First pitch. Curveball in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. Perito stands very, very straight up with his stance, rocking a silver wooden bat. It's crazy all the colors you get on wood here. Spray paint them. 0-1. Goes into the zone for a low strike.
Which color would you use if you were
That's a good
hitting?
question. I mean, I feel like it's wood and you want to go with the classic, like, brown look.
Brown look? Okay.
Yeah, I feel like those look. A lot of players will do black nowadays. Might be
It's true.
darker wood. Here's the 0-2. Curve low.
I don't know. Maybe I'll go with one of those crayon.
Oh, would
bats.
you now?
Those would be. That
ones
would
they-
definitely spread a message.
The ones they do on Players Weekends?
Yeah, that would be awesome. Although a little bit distracting. I feel like it wouldn't have pop, you know, because it's just a crayon. Like
1-2 pitch, line through the gap on the left side. That one's a single for Isaiah Perito. First base runner of the inning for the Chinooks. They're still trying for their first run of the day. That's how you do it. You get runners on the base paths, and now Carson Clark will try to keep the inning going, looking for his first hit of the day.
I'm exactly right. But if you're Nate Muncy, you're one pitch away from being out of the inning with a double play. Bucks already turned one today.
4 double plays on the year for the Bucks. First pitch, fastball, finds the zone for a strike. 0-1 the count. Muncy grew up always wanting to go to Kent State. His mom played softball there. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Curveball misses inside. Came from a Kent State family, and now getting the play there.
Yeah, he didn't like that call right there. Kind of shook his head as the umpire said, nope, that was inside.
Hefty lead over at first base by Perito. We'll see if he tries to steal one. Here's the 1-1. Runner stays put. It's a fastball into the zone. It's the bottom outside part of the plate. And we'll move to a 1-2 count. Lefty on lefty battle. Clark walked back in the third, but was caught stealing. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Curveball, and Clark just gets a piece of it. Sends it dribbling back towards the backstop here.
Yeah, the Bucks are playing no doubles defense right now. Toki playing real close to the line. Doesn't want to give up anything that'll find its way into the corner over there. And, of course, Bantam holding on the runner at first.
5 outs for the Bucks to win this one, up 4-0 in the bottom of the 8th. Muncie's next pitch. Curveball hit high in foul territory to the right side. Bantam gives chase, but he'll let a kid get it out there and out of play territory.
Or a car eat it.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe there's a crashing sound like last night. I won't get fooled again, though.
Nice crowd on hand here at Lee Jordan Field. 1-2 pitch. Fastball just misses the outside part of the plate. Muncie, after throwing a looping curve, dials up the heat, but just misses the zone. So we'll go to a 2-2 count. 1 away here. Runner at first base in the bottom of the 8th. Just 4 hits today for the Chinooks. Here's the 2-2. Line towards center field and straight into the glove of Underhill. Had some nice velo on it. You heard it off the bat, but can't hit it right to where the center fielder is standing, and that will be 2 away.
I don't think Underhill moved. I think he might have come in like 2 steps, but other than that, simple stuff for Landon Underhill, but that one was definitely hit on the screws. So Monty giving up some hard contact, but overall, still trying to work a scoreless inning.
2 away now for Jake Mitchell. Pickoff attempt to first, not in time. Mitchell singled back in the 2nd inning, a pair of infield pop-outs his last 2 times up. Ball misses away. It's a 1-0 count. He has one of the 4 hits that the Chinooks have today. That's matched the run total for the Bucks, who have 4 runs off of 7 hits. 1-0. Off speed, high and away. We'll go to a 2-0 count. Mitchell entered today hitting just .091. Needed a little bit of offensive help. He got it with that single, but he could really help his average out with another knock here. Waves his white bat. Next pitch. 2-0 hammered left field. And that one will drop out of play.
Alex got so
camera
excited
issues
that he knocked out the camera.
2 balls, 1 strike. We'll get our camera back working in a second, folks. Apologies for the technical difficulties, completely caused by me. Nate Muncy sets with his beige glove. Next pitch. Breaks in for a strike. We've gone to a 2-2 count here in inning number 8. 2 away, runner at first base. Bucks protecting a 4-0 lead. Nate Muncy to keep it at that. Next pitch, runner takes the breaking ball outside, throw down the second, not in time. So it'll be a full count and now a runner in scoring position for the Chinooks. Not a lot of good stuff happened on that play for the Bucs. They both give up an extra base and avoid the strikeout. So we'll go to a 3-2 count, 2 away here in the bottom of the 8th. Muncy sets and throws. Fouled back.
You know, I wish it was a foul ball that knocked down our camera for the first time this year.
We had the wind knock it down
But
once.
better, I got the story now. That's funny.
3 balls, 2 strikes on the righty Mitchell. Time called. Umpire will make sure everyone's set. Infield playing a little back on the left side. Here's the payoff. That one bounces in the dirt.
Yeah, it's not as competitive as Muncy would have wanted. A curveball, but it had good bite. But it's a walk, so now tying run on deck for the Chinooks.
Patrick McGlon will come to the plate. A big spot here for the third baseman. Isaiah Perito at second base, Jake Mitchell at first. It's a 4-0 lead for the Bucs over the Chinooks here. Anchorage trying to get to 5-1 on this season. Chinooks trying to get to 1-3. 2 away, 2 on. First pitch to Mitchell. Breaking ball hammered. Right side foul.
And that was just sliced down the line. Way foul, but first lefty on righty matchup is going to favor the hitter. So, big moment here, like you said.
No balls, 1 strike. Mitchell stands tall. And once again, Muncy's going to call time. Step off the mount. Mitchell rocking a blue hoodie underneath his jersey. 55 degrees and chilly here. Here's one. That one foul back. And we'll go to an 0-2 count. 2 away here in the bottom of the 8th. A 4-0 Bucs lead. Mike Hoffman, Alex Steen here. Trying for his first day. Pitch in the dirt. And we'll go to a 2. Are we going to see pitch in dirt? There's no actual dirt.
I mean,
brown
they
turf.
shaded a brown turf coating for a reason.
1 ball, 2 strike, McClung. Next pitch, curveball. This one should be for high. It bounces off his glove. It's a set. 1 runs in to score. It's a third is Mitchell, and on the air, shortstop. It's a 4-1 game. Back in this one.
I believe maybe the first error of the year.
It is, first error on Grant Hustle.
Really hit up middle. He should make it, but would have been a nice play. First run of the night for the Chinooks, and just like that tight run is at the plate.
Wow, they're giving that one.
Wow. Yeah,
I'm not sure about that, but Haas will see perfect on fielding percentage. Pitch back towards set, easily playable to go first even late in time. 1 comes around to score. Isaiah Brito makes this a 4-1 game, but the Bucs lead as we head to the 9th. This is Anchorage Bucs baseball.
that's crazy. Yeah, that was a really hard hit. It would have been a really nice play.
And for those of you still in the stands, we want to thank you so much for sticking with us as we head towards the end of the game. This call to the bullpen brought to you by Napa Alaska Auto, your Alaskan-owned Napa Auto Parts. On the mound for the Chinooks is Sam LeBrecq.
We go to the 9th inning here at Lee Jordan Field. A beautiful night for baseball, 8:22 Alaska time. Another fast-moving game here. Not as quite as fast as our 2-hour game last night, but the Bucs, well, they're opening to a different result as last night. They lead 4-1 as we enter the final inning of play. Another call to the pen, as it will be the right-hander Sam Lebrecq making his first appearance of the season for the Chinooks. The right-hander out of Oberlin College.
Now batting for the Bucs, number 9, the shortstop, Grant Haas.
They'll have to face off against the 9, 1, and 2 hitters to begin this 9th inning. Grant Haas steps into the righty's batter's box. First pitch grounded towards second, fielded on a high hop by Clark, who throws it across the diamond in time. And it's a quick first out for Grant Haas.
At the plate for the Bucs, number 17, the left fielder, Kai McGarry.
Kai McGarry comes to the plate, the leadoff man. Well, if you want a couple of runs to come across the plate in the final inning, you want to have your... What's going to happen? Kai McGarry hitting 267 on the year. First pitch, fastball, taken for a strike, 0-1 the counts. McGarry, he's had a nice day. Singled in the 5th, doubled in the 7th as a swing and miss moves it to an 0-2 count. He scored the last run of the game so far for the Bucs, which made it 4-0. Right now we stand at a 4-1 game. 0-2 bounces in the dirt. That one took such a high bounce that it went above the press box here. Landed Underhill. Golfs it over to the home dugout here, so the Chinooks will have an extra ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Kai McGarry. Definitely having his best offensive game of the season so far. Pair of base knocks. Can you make it 3? Here's the 1-2. This one grounded towards short, should be easy again for Clark, who goes across the diamond in time. So, 2 6-3 putouts to begin the top of the 9th. Bucs down to their last offensive out, trying to just add a little bit of run support. It's Jack Giordano warming up in the Bucs bullpen to try to close this one out. Will he have a 3-run cushion, or will it be more? All depends if Landon Underhill could reach here. 2 away, first pitch, at 1 low.
This would be a great time for a solo shot. I know sometimes, or most times, you don't go up there looking for a homer, but to just tack on one would be huge.
Already has one of those this season as he unleashes on one towards right center field on the track, making the grab is Perito, the center fielder. So a fast-moving liner just gets robbed of extra bases and will head to the bottom of the 9th. The Bucs need 3 for a win. 3 outs, I should say. Don't go anywhere. This is Anchorage Bucs baseball.
Take on the Matsu Miners.
We go to the bottom of the ninth at Lee Jordan Field. The Bucs with a 4-1 lead over the Chinooks, trying to spoil Chugiak's home opener. Jack Giordano, the right-hander out of the University of San Diego, will try to close things out. Third appearance of the year for the hard-throwing right-hander. Comes in with a 9 ERA, a little misleading. Things went rough his last time out against this Chinooks team. He looked excellent in his first outing. Milo, what do you want to see out of Giordano here?
Yeah, he just needs to go to that fastball as he throws a warm-up all the way back here towards the fence directly at us. It's the fastball. Everything plays off of that. It comes in at about 96 miles an hour. So, of course, these hitters are going to have a hard time timing it up. But if he's throwing them for balls, that just plays into the Chinooks team, so just has to make sure to command the strike zone.
It is a save opportunity for Jack Giordano, as it's a 3-run lead here in the bottom of the ninth. Trace Hartman, currently the pitcher of record, trying for the win here for the Bucs. 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Orion Medeiros starts things off for the home Chinooks here in the bottom of the ninth. Giordano stands tall. First pitch, fires in a fastball for a strike. The fastball can get up to 96 miles per hour. It is very hard to hit.
Yeah, I mean, that looked like a blur coming in here, so good luck timing that up.
Medeiros got hit by the pitch his last time up, trying for his second hit of the day, singled in the second. 0-1. Check swing, bounces in the dirt. They'll peel down the first base, say no swing. So he tried off speed for the first time today, a little out of control.
Yeah, but it induced the check swing, which you want to see if you're Jack Giordano. It means he's a little bit off balance there in the box.
1 ball, 1 strike, no outs. Next pitch from Giordano, another fastball, just reaches outside. So we'll go to a 2-1. Bucs with 4 runs on 7 hits. They have no errors defensively. Chinooks with 1 run on 5 hits, 2 errors on the defensive side of things. 2 balls, 1 strike. Next pitch, another fastball, another ball. That one low and inside. So we're seeing the speed out of Giordano. Now he just needs to place it. You're not going to get a lot of swings at stuff that fast. You're just going to have to find it in the zone. 3 balls and 1 strike. Giordano shrugs his shoulders and throws. And a called strike on the outside part of the zone. Medeiros is ready to take his bag. He threw his bat towards the dugout. Now he'll have to retrieve it. And we've gone to a full count.
It looks like Joey Narrett's out in center field for the Bucs, too, coming in for Landon Underhill.
Here's the payoff pitch. Breaking ball, called strike, swung on and missed, strike 3. A late swing from Medeiros. And that's 1 away here in the bottom of the ninth.
Nasty stuff from Jack Giordano. Played off the fastball, went to the off-speed, outside portion of the plate. And, I mean, when you're expecting 96, it's so hard to then adjust to the breaking ball in the mid-80s.
4th strikeout of the season for Giordano. Next up is Charlie Deaton. First pitch, fastball taken low for a ball. 1-0 the count. Deaton hit by a pitch in the 5th, walked in the 7th. And now trying to work some magic here for his team in the bottom of the ninth. Trailing 4-1, 1 away, 1 out. Fastball popped up towards center field. Narrett will take a few steps in and gloves it for out number 2. Oh, did he drop it?
Wait.
Wow, I think he dropped the ball.
No way.
So that's going to be an error on the center fielder. It looked like he cleaned it closely. Now the umpires are going to come along. It was in transition. That's going to be an out. So he caught the ball cleanly in the transition, trying to throw it back to the infield. He dropped the ball, but that doesn't matter. He had full control of it. So it's out number 2.
Everyone was confused there. And also, Landon Underhill's over at second base, so it was Austin Gamel who's out defensively. But wow, that was, I mean, Narrett tried to be quick with the transition, and it just plopped out of his glove.
So one last chance. It's Trent Cornell, the 9-hitter. First pitch fastball is low, and we'll move to a 1-0 count. Bucs trying for win number 5 on the season. They just need 1 out to do it. Leading 4-1 in the bottom of the ninth. 1-0. Another fastball, and it's low. Just got under Sherman's glove there. Luckily, there's no runner at first base, so no one's going to advance, but it is a 2-0 count. Giordano trying to earn his first save of the season. Stands tall, 2-0, swung on and missed. That's that heater that has not been touched much this season.
Yeah, last time he played the Chinooks, they timed it up pretty well, though, but it seems like it's up a few ticks today, and he's commanding it a lot better.
2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch. Breaking ball got a little piece of it, but it will go foul. And the Chinooks down to their last strike of the game. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. A 4-1 Bucs lead to start off a home-and-home series against Chugiak. Jack Giordano looks in for the sign. Sets below his belt, looks in and throws. That one breaks into the dirt. It's a full count now on Trent Cornell.
Yeah, Giordano needs to rely on nothing but the heat here, if I had to guess. You got to go back to what brought you here and what makes you so good.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Trent Cornell at the plate, Giordano trying for the save. Here's the payoff pitch. It's a breaking ball, swung on and missed in the dirt. Sherman will throw down the first in time. 2 strikeouts in the 9th for Jack Giordano, and the Bucs get back in the win column. A 4-1 victory over the Chinooks, and the Bucs are 5-1 on the year.
Really nice stuff from Jack Giordano to finish it off there. Good to see him bounce back with a nice performance after the last time out against the Chinooks. And just like that, like you said, the Bucs are back in the win column, improved to 5-1, remain atop the ABL here to start off the season. And although the offense is quiet there at the beginning, eventually they got going. And towards the later part, it looked like the old Bucs we've seen. Not old because we're so early in the season, but the Bucs of the first couple of games.
1 run in inning number 6, 3 in inning number 7 is all Anchorage needs to take this one. We'll be back in just a second with totals. Don't go anywhere. This is Anchorage Bucs Baseball. Back here at Lee Jordan Field, the Bucs now 5-1 on the year, stay atop the Alaska Baseball League standings with a very, very dominant pitching performance. Get a 4-1 win over the Chinooks to get back in the win column after dropping one last night to the minors. Let's get you your totals from today's game. A couple of offensive standouts for the Bucs. We'll start with everyone who got a hit. There was only a few of them. Kai McGarry got... We're marking him with 1 on the individual stats. We had him as 2. So 2 hits for Kai McGarry. Luke Taylor had 1. Ren Matsuzaki, Grant Haas. A few hits across the board for Anchorage here. But the big one came off the bat of Jaden Toki. An RBI double in inning number 6. Gives him his first RBI as member of the Bucs and gave a 1-0 lead that the Bucs never lost. As for the Glacier Pilots, the lone run coming in the 8th inning, a single by Isaiah Perito. He later came around to score, so a nice day for Perito, who goes 1 for 3 with a walk, a single, and a run. On the pitching side of things, it was Trace Hartman who shined for the Bucs. 4 innings pitched, just 1 hit, no runs, 3 walks, and a pair of Ks. That was his best performance of the season. He earns the victory tonight. And in relief, Jack Giordano gets the save. 1 innings pitched, No hits, no runs. It was a 1-2-3 inning, so that's zeros all across the board, minus the strikeout column where he had 2, including 1 to end the game. As for the Glacier Pilots, it's a tough luck loss for Christian Foltz. Gave up 1 run in his 6th inning of work, but that ended up being the go-ahead run. 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 run that was earned, 1 walk, and 7 strikeouts. A really good outing for Foltz, but the Bucs offense does what they need to do. But it's really the defense that shined today.
Yeah, you always hate, if you're the pitcher like Christian Foltz, to go out there and shove like that and then for your team to still lose. But hey, it's not on you. You gave your team a chance. But yeah, the defense for the Bucs was overall pretty good. Now, a couple mistakes out there, here and there, a few times where you shake your head and you say, well, why would that happen? But overall, pretty clean defense for the Bucs. A big double play back in the 5th when the Chinooks had the bases loaded to get out of that jam. So timely defense was key today.
Bucs get the road victory, 4-1 over the Chinooks, improved to 5-1 on the season. It's these two teams again tomorrow night, except it's over in Anchorage at Mulcahy Stadium. A 6 p.m. first pitch between the Bucs and the Chinooks as the Bucs try to get another win. They're hot to start the season, and it's good to see them rebound after a loss last night. That's just about all the time we have on tonight's broadcast. Your final score from Lee Jordan Field. It's the Bucs 4, the Chinooks 1. For Milo Hoffman, my name's Alex Burstein, saying good night and have a good one.